Right. Hi, everybody. Richie here. You're watching Feeling Blegh. And today I am joined with Mr. Obi.
Hello.
From Chaos Under No Ties, Pedal to the Metal, the Blegh Witch Project, and the bass player of Æl-Fierlen.
Drink.
Yeah.
So one thing I am going to immediately bring along from my radio show is anytime my band's name is mentioned, you have to drink. So anyone listening along, we call it Drink Along with Æl-Fierlen. That's another drink. It was just because it was mentioned so many times, we were like, okay, we got to stop this.
Yeah.
So we had to make it sort of a punishment.
That was Rory to come up with that, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah, because we yeah, it was quite an exciting time, like lots of announcements, so it just kept coming up. But yeah, good way to event.
Where do we want to start? I'm gonna steal someone's quote because he hasn't copyrighted it. But Obi, what the hell are you doing here? He's gonna slap me at some point. Right. He'll slap me when he sees me. But
yes. Okay. So we'll start with that then. So yes, the pink helmet. Why am I wearing this pink helmet? Why am I on this show? Why have I been invited to speak with Richie today? And that is because I do a charity bike ride every year whilst wearing this helmet, although not this one anymore because it's suffered too many headbutts from Rory. It's dented, cracked, and got holes and things everywhere. But yeah, so I ride from Norwich to Wacken in Germany for Wacken Open Air, and then I go from Wacken, get back to the UK in time for Bloodstock Open Air, and that's where I'm finishing the ride. So it's 1,000 miles. And why do we do it? We do it to raise money for charities, and this year's charity is the, excuse me, I saw that beer, is the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. If you don't know who they are named after a girl called Sophie Lancaster, who unfortunately lost her life after being attacked for being a weirdo, a mosher, a freak, as she was described, you know. So and you know, we're part of the alternative community. They have done loads of work to make sure that if you get discriminated against just because you're alternative, it's now considered a hate crime. And they go around schools and communities to teach you that just because someone looks different doesn't necessarily mean you should treat them any differently. So they do amazing work, and they're really nice guys. So it's a really easy choice to raise money for them every year. Now, there are two things that I need you guys to do. You can go to Instagram or Facebook /P2TM UK. That's the number 2. Or you can go to tr.ee/P2TM. Again, that's the number 2. And you can follow the socials and you can donate. Now, following the socials and liking and commenting on all the posts and stuff that are coming through thick and fast now are just as important as donating, because the bigger we grow, the more people we reach. And the more people we reach, the more people that can come in and add donations. So we're trying to build that pot up. We're currently up to £230. I haven't even started the ride yet. Haven't even gone around work and bothered everyone at work, which is usually a good day for donations. So yes, please go over to the socials, check it all out, and donate if you can, please.
I'm going to get the link when my computer catches up.
I can drop the Linktree one in now because I've done it loads.
I was literally about to pop it in. If you
can scan the QR code on my helmet. That'll take you there if it focuses. No, it won't focus.
I have had to post it on my from. Oh no, that's not done. What have you done? That is not what I wanted.
So I've put it in the side chat. If anyone's on the side chat, that'll take you to the Linktree. The top link is for the donations, and everything else is either socials, or there's a form to join if you want to join in. Because Richie, you crazy bastard, you have decided to do the first 70. How many miles is it? So I've got it up here.
Yeah, 70, I think.
70 odd miles with me on the first day.
Yeah. Because apparently I don't have brain cells. Honestly, right, what you do is a bloody noble thing, and like if there's some way I can help towards it, then I would love to help towards it.
Okay, well, how about this, Richie? Because I do reserve. So after a couple of people saying they're going to join in and then let me down, we've said, look, if you do the full ride, you get your face on the t-shirt, right? But you would be if you join me for at least the first leg, right, I will get you on next year's t-shirt because you'll be the first person to ride with me for more than a couple of miles.
All right. Oh shit! What happened there? Something happened there.
Oh yeah, you got rid of me. Bye.
Hold on, 2 seconds. Oh, yay, stuff. What is going
There
on?
we go.
Right,
Back
there
again.
we go. Don't know what happened there, but
me neither.
Right, okay. Yeah, the side chat you posted on is actually our like private chat.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
well, you've got it. You can post it.
So, I don't.
So I'm used to my radio show where the side chat's live and everyone can take part.
Right. So I normally try and pretend that my thing's not actually a. Right. See. Has that come up? Yeah, there we go. Right. Because I think I removed the other one. That was fucking not the right one. Let's see what happens. Right. So yeah. Yeah. Like I said, like I've every intention of doing all of that. So I am trying to work my ass off to get up there at the minute. I did the combat stress one last month. So
that was great training.
So yeah, I've posted it in the right, okay, that's where it is. Live chat messages.
Tell you what.
Oh, what are you doing? Why are you playing ball?
Tell you what, Richie, get yourself on Strava. So I post my Strava routes on Pedal to the Metal. You've seen them. Stick them on there, and you can tag. Tell you what, stick me on as a collaborator, and I'll post yours as well because you're training for the same thing. So, how about we do that? It helps visualize that you're actually
Strava,
training as well.
The thingy app, the tracking app, the orange
Strava.
arrows on it.
Yes, Strava. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the one I'm using. That's all right.
Yeah. Start posting them. You've got evidence right there.
All right.
Yeah. Tag me in them, and I'll share them.
Yeah. All right. And yeah. All right. So yeah. I've for some reason I've posted it. It's not coming up on the thing, so I can bloody share it. I don't know why.
Don't worry, we'll come back to that.
But we'll come to that in a bit. So well, the other reasons that you're here this evening is over the last 8 weeks. We have been collaborating, covering the 2026 Metal to the Masses East Anglia.
What a bloody ride that was. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm so glad that worked out, right? So bit of backstory, everyone. So Richie and I were talking about interviewing the bands at Metal to the Masses because I'd just gotten involved with my radio station. I thought, well, if I'm in the area and I'm one of the figureheads of said radio station, then I should probably pull my weight and actually do some interviews rather than just turn up for one of the shows. So I agreed to interview the bands from Metal to the Masses East Anglia. And Richard was like, oh yeah, I'm doing the same. I was like, oh, cool, because you did it last year. And I was like, okay, cool. And especially as a certain someone who's annoyed a few people won't be there, so that there was left a bit of a gap. We turned up on the first night and we looked at each other and went, you know what, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do this time-wise. And we both went, why don't we just collaborate on this? Why don't we both interview the bands at the same time? That way we're both getting the same, the time with the bands, but also not having to try and lap it all together whilst the other bands are playing, and it'd be an absolute nightmare in timing and logistics. And it just fell together almost perfectly, in fact.
Well, there was a little bit before that, because I remember pulling up. You guys had just pulled up, and I was, Richie, I forgot my mic. Can I pinch yours?
Oh yeah.
This is how initially it got sparked. It was like, yeah, absolutely, mate.
They're right here now. I've got them.
So, well, you had them anyway. That was the thing.
Oh yeah, it turned out I did have them. Yeah, couldn't find them.
You just hadn't checked that bag or whatever it was. But yeah, it was like, yeah, can I pinch your mic? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sort of like, just, mate, this is the connection. Yeah, that's fine, sweet, all right. Yeah. And then we were talking for a little bit, and like you say, you're like, should we just do it together? It'd be a lot easier. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to do that, I'm absolutely down for that. I mean, like, you know, I've put a video of this up like after the first show. Anyway, I'm still learning these sort of things. So working with someone who's got a lot more experience and more importantly confidence in this sort of scenario, be good to learn a little bit off of and that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so like I'd already arranged with them. Had you contacted the bands beforehand?
I had on the first round, but by then I was just walking up to them at the venue and going, "Hey, by the way." So you were a little bit more prepared than me on that one, but I mean, most of them are pretty stoked to be talking to someone anyway, especially as the starting out bands. But that's, again, this all ties into part of what I do. So Pedal to the Metal is okay, fine. There's the ride, but I'm also supporting grassroots bands, and that, you know, it's called like a synergy between us, you, Pedal to the Metal, parentheses, everything else that I do just sort of comes into this, like there's this one group of supporting the alternative metal scene, especially in Norwich, and anywhere else I go. So it's really easy to connect all these things up, because we're talking to the bands. They then go onto all our platforms, so people have never heard about them before, like Heat Seeker, and bands that I've never heard before that have come from other places, like Far From Refuge. They're again one of my favorites. I Knock for Six, who you know, very, very strong contender for this year. The bands from Ipswich like Regicide and War Bastard, great bands. I would have never heard of them, and except for at the heats, and then you get to talk to them more afterwards, learn a little bit more about the band, where they come from, what their influences are, what they're going to do forward, so you can then spread that out over people that are already watching our show. So it's a great launch pad for grassroots metal, and you know, you obviously saw a hole in it, in that market, to be able to do that, and so did we. So, you know, we're sort of not quite neighbors. You're a little bit further, sort of the bubbles from the beer. You're a little bit further away from me, so you're sort of covering West Norfolk, and I'm covering, you know, Norwich and North Norfolk, and then we've got people from Ipswich covering, you know, Suffolk. So it's great that we're all working together rather than trying to work against each other, and I think that's really, you know, progressive of the metal scene, because 10-15 years ago, the metal scene in Norwich was very catty. Like bands would not help each other at all. Promoters would be out to get each other, like they were stealing each other's crowds. But what's kind of happened, it was all like, well, no, we like going to shows, put more shows on. So then the promoters are like, oh, I'll put one on this weekend and I'll put this one on this week. So they're not working against each other, they're working with each other. And I feel like it's sort of naturally happened, but we're definitely feeding into that. We, and like me and you, Mr. Finger on screen.
I'm trying to post that thing, but the screen, half the screen's missing on my phone.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, but it's one of the good things that's happened from this is we've built this community and this reach that helps bring these bands and to people who may not have never heard of them before. And next time they see them on a bill, like playing another show, they'll be like, oh yeah, that they played Metal to the Masses. I saw their interview on the Feeling Blegh or the Blegh Witch Project. It's like, they sounded really cool, I'm going to go check them out. So we're definitely doing our part.
Yeah, I like you say about Blegh Witch Project. I am practicing my bless. I really am trying. You know,
helps if you have like a bit. Hang on. If you had a sip because you're going, blah, you can get it from the back of the throat.
Well, I mean, Bobby posted a video. Apparently, I've been saying it wrong for ages. So, which he's not a metalhead, right? But no, yeah, like watching you guys, like, well, everyone over on the Chaos Under No Ties lot as well. That's I've tried to take bits and pieces from that so that I can try and implement it, right? Yeah, you use those sort of styles or whatever. My brain's not fucking working now.
Yeah,
But like, take the inspiration from that and then try and put it over here. So try and get, like you say, the East Anglian names out.
Yes. Yeah.
And like I've said this before, if I can get 3 people to go and check, anybody out, even if it's Æl-Fierlen, I said that on purpose.
You ass.
Right. Or anybody, even some a bit more established, like Collapse the Sky or Æl-Fierlen.
I love the boys.
I still think they are massive. They are people that like massively need extra attention towards because they have the potential to be so much bigger. So whether it's helping, like I say, guys who have, got a bit of a name to themselves, or like you mentioned, Heatseeker earlier, who were very early on. I think they'd only played like 3 gigs. I think they said they who are trying to get traction. Like I say, if I get 3 people to go look at them, great, that's a win. That's 3 people that wasn't looking at them that now are.
Yeah.
We say like something like a Metal to the Masses is also a good launch pad to get attention brought to them.
Yeah, because I mean, bear in mind, a lot of the judges and other people there are either in other bands or are promoters as well. So you're getting exposure, and dare I say it, they are fairly lucrative for a starting band. The way we run, it's all bubbles. The way they run East Anglia is the bands keep half of the ticket sales, right? So I know a lot of other Metal to the Masses events, the guys that run it, because it is a franchise and they do have to pay for the license to run as Metal to the Masses. They don't pay the bands. Whereas East Anglia, they get half the ticket sales and can sell merch at the venue. So as a starting out band, if you sell, like at least 25, 30 tickets, you can get around £100 plus whatever you make on merch. Sometimes you can make £300. And as a starting out band, that's great because then you can put that into like, I don't know, playing a show further afield or buying more merch or getting a little bit more established, which is, again, so it doesn't just work to the fact that you're playing the shows and potential to win Bloodstock. You're also getting money in the bank for the band, so you can actually get started and get a foothold, which I think is just as important, especially for practice rooms or whatnot. So, but being in a band is expensive, and as someone pointed out to me, is like you do the music for free, you get paid for the bullshit, which is really true.
Right. So the next thing I'm gonna say about, I'm gonna ask. I'm not asking you as a interviewer, or I'm gonna ask you as a competitor. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right saying as a competitor, but you were competing. So as part of a band, a band member of a competing band, right?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone didn't know, that's Æl-Fierlen.
Whacker.
Right. So I got the original lineups written here. So in Heat 1, it was Æl-Fierlen. Not for 6, Hound and Dismanibus.
Mm-hmm.
Hound pulled out for whatever reason. I don't remember what it was. And they were replaced by Heatseeker that we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Heat 2 for Norwich was Far From Refuge, Hedra, Azure Sky, too much cider there, and Dirty Donations. Heat 3 was Gehenna, Lease on Life, From Darkness to Light, and Hoof. And Heat 4 was Erebus, Fallen Relic, Wicker, and Own Your Life. Fallen Relic and Own Your Life both pulled out and were replaced by Insidious and Eyes of Nihilist.
Oh, wow.
And then over on the Ipswich side, we had Heated, Final Transmission, God Without, and the Winonas. Heat 2 was Regicide, War Bastard, Nailbed, Unhinged, but Unhinged pulled out and was replaced by Killercore. So of that 24 bands, when you guys were looking at got the announcement and everything, was there? Did you look at it at all as worried about this band, that band, this band, or I know these guys are good, or sort of along those lines?
Knock for Six. They were my favourites from the get go.
I mean, beforehand, when you first got the announcement, like, did you sit down with the rest of the guys and go,
No,
yeah,
no, we don't, because we look at the performance of the bands on the day. Again, another reason why. I mean, I always used to turn up to Metal to the Masses anyway. Before I was even in Killstore, I would be at the front with my battle jacket on. I think one time I was there with a broken arm as well. Yeah, front. No one else was stood at the front, right? So I would just waltz straight in, because the worst thing you want when you're in the crowd, you're playing a band, and there's that gap between the front of the stage, and I would always just walk straight in and walk to the front. Now I've had to do that slightly less when I'm in a competing band. So the last 2 years I haven't done that, because that's kind of not fair if I'm giving one of the other bands a crowd advantage. But I'll be back to doing that again.
That's something I actually took from you, actually.
Go straight to the front.
On that first night, I think we'd just done the first interview or whatever it was, maybe. No, it wasn't that. Either way, we both walked in, and I'll hold my hand up. I'd always be the one that was stood back and whatnot. Part of that is the fact that I didn't want to be collateral if the pit exploded. I've had a pit explode around me a couple of times beforehand. It was just,
need one of these, mate.
Yeah, and but no, I've had that, and I was like, no, I'll hold back a little, sort of a little bit. But watch you went straight to the front. All right, fair, and I just. Slay Fest, that is exactly what I did. Like, there was a gap right, I'm going to slap bang in the middle, front and center.
Yeah. The only time I don't really do, again, I was trying to do that at the final. I just couldn't get in because it was so busy.
Jammed, wasn't
it? So busy, I just
absolutely
couldn't get
rammed.
Yeah. But
go on.
But yeah, it's I have missed being like front and center for Metal to the Masses. So now that my band's not going to do it anymore, well, I'm gonna flex now, right? We don't need to. We didn't really need to this year. Like, we went on tour with Thy Cat this year already, just before the heats kicked off. We've got another string of shows lined up. So we've got a mini tour in November. We're playing Halloween with Forlorn. This weekend we're playing a Metal All Day at Blondie's in London. In February we've got another string of shows that I can't, we're about to announce. So we're busy, and we're getting shows up and down the country. So I think we're playing Stoke-on-Trent not long from now, and then Bradford. So like we wanted to break. Have you watched our interviews with? Because it's funny, I have to do interviews for my band with Chaos. So I have to sort of pretend to do both. We did an interview with Win, and she was like, where do you want to see yourself like 1 year from now and 5 years from now? And one of our goals was to break out up north. And we have. We've played Leeds, Glasgow, Manchester. So we're breaking out up north, which is great.
Yeah. I am going to hold my hands up here, right? Even putting bias aside, going into this, I had you down as my favourite to win.
Thanks, Ricky.
like I said, that's even putting friendship aside, everything. You're the only band that was in last year's final. And obviously we had a few guys come over from the Essex lot who had been in finals before and that. But you were the only band left from last year, and the seeing you from last year to now, it's two different bands. Right, well, you come so far forward, and the other thing was that show on Valentine's Day, right? To Æl, and I can't remember the other band, both pulled out.
Yeah, that was
you were a makeshift headliner, right? And I tell you what, you guys stepped up, and you absolutely blew the place up, and everything, and that's what tipped it for me.
Thank you.
the thing is, I shouldn't say that and follow up with a but. That was disrespectful.
Don't worry, man.
But the other thing was, there's a lot of bands I didn't know, right? So beforehand, I did attempt a certain level of professional journalism, whatever. I went and listened to like 2 or 3 bands. Like Gehenna's a name I'd seen left, right, and centre, so I give them a listen. I did
band.
listen. Sorry.
Gehenna are a good band. I would say they're not really metal though. They're like
no.
heavy
I think
rock.
they said to me they were alt. They class themselves as like alt rock.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Fantastic band. Like if you see the Gehenna on the bill, like expect really good rock music. Like if you're into Hailstorm or maybe even like Foo Fighters, stuff like that, go check them out. They are great.
Yeah,
absolutely great. So go check them out.
And really nice people as well on top of that.
Yeah. In fact, they're really nerdy because Gehenna's a mountain range in Skyrim.
Right.
That's where they get their name from.
You know what? That's not the. I didn't know that, but that's not the first time I've spoke to somebody with that because you Draugheim.
Yeah, Draugheim.
When I spoke to them last year, they were. I said like it's Draugheim, right? They're like, no, it's Draugheim. I was like, oh god, I feel a twat. So I think, and they're like, no, it's named after something else in Skyrim. I think it's a race of people. I'm not an Elder Scrolls player, so but yeah, so I was like, okay, cool.
We're all just a bunch of nerds.
Absolutely, mate. Like this is part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like every metalhead I know is a nerd, so
yeah,
why not?
Absolutely. I mean, Christ, I 3D print our own merch, so
Yeah.
it's on my desk because I just literally made it all.
But yeah, I listened to a little bit of Knock for Six, but from what I've been told, that was the pre-Will stuff.
Yeah, so they've got a new lineup, and it's so if you listen to their recordings compared to what they're doing now, again, absolute game changer. They learned a lot from last year, and that's one thing as a presenter and interviewing the bands, you get to see that progression as your Sky again progressed. They lost and gained a couple of members. They added lights to their set. Eyes of a Nihilist, when they first started out, they didn't have lights either, so they've added that to their set. Like I've always liked Eyes of a Nihilist. They were between those and Knock for Six were my favorites, but Knock for Six like they came in and blew me away immediately, and I was like, when I interviewed them, it's like, you got to win this.
Yeah, that was we agreed on that. That just what little bit we caught of them, it was like, oh shit, that's a final band straight away. I actually had a quick chat with Ian, who ran Melton Masses Essex, and he said to me, he said, Knock for Six, they were fucking awesome. Then they changed frontman and I've got another level.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Again, Knock for Six. If you haven't seen them live and you see them on a bill, go check them out. They're really bloody good.
They are actually playing in Norwich this weekend, so if you're around,
I'm not. So sorry, I won't be there.
Wait, is it? Was it Norwich? Was it? Oh god, I'll have to check that out in a minute. But I know they're in next month because they're supporting Hacktivist with Killer Core on the 11th at Waterfront, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, So like I said, so come Heat 1, who Heat Seeker opened up. Like they just started, my brain went, wow, this sounds like Motorhead, right? So I was quite invested. Bear in mind, these lads are like 20. I think Dan was saying the other day their drummer had just turned 18.
Yeah.
So
really impressed. You could see that their influences were like classic metal growing up, and that you could see that through the way they played, the kind of music they played. Really impressed by them. If that's how they're playing this early on in their musical careers, then keep an eye out for those guys.
Yeah,
they'll do great things.
Like I said, when I started watching, I was like, yeah, this this just screaming Motorhead right now. Then the bass player started singing, which just added to it. But yeah, like you said, like they have a very bright future if they keep things up. Dismanibus followed. They like a melodic death metal band. Enjoyed them. Then Æl-Fierlen followed.
I'm almost out. I need to run and get another one. That's the downside of you guys not having music, because we're a radio show, so you can like take a break and check your facts.
Yeah.
And come back.
I mean, feel free if you want to nip off 2 seconds. You can nip off if you want.
I'll wait until you finish this bit and then
we'll finish the first heat. Yeah, and so you guys played, and then Knock for Six headline. Well, I'll say headlined. They were top of the bill. And oh my god, we missed most of that set because we were catching up on interviews. But like that pit was something
for a heat one to have a pit that strong
on a Thursday.
Yeah, that says 2 things, right? That's how supportive and strong the Norwich scene is. That also says how good Knock for Six are.
Yeah.
To get a pit on a Thursday.
Right. Yeah, that it was a hell of a night to start off. It set a bar for the rest of the competition. Ultimately, Knock for Six and Æl-Fierlen go through. We'll make you earn that other one.
Oh, I'm out. You know what? I'm going to run and get another one.
And while he's nipped off of me, I'll quickly bring up. No, that's North Wales. We're doing East Anglia.
Sorry about that. Welcome back. I'll catch up.
Why do you keep coming up with Melton Masses North Wales? I typed in. Thank you. There we go.
M2EA. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It just decided that it was going to keep coming up with.
Well, the amount of times I go to say metal to the masses and say pedal to the metal, or vice versa, is insane. I've done it during some of the interviews as well. My brain jumbles them up so easily.
Excuse me. Right. So, so that was the first heat. Now you weren't doing the Ipswich ones.
No, I can't get there in time, unfortunately.
And so the Ipswich one, we had Heated, Final Transmission, and God Without, and the Winonas. The Winonas opened up, punk band. I'm not big into punk, but I really enjoyed them, and it's like kind of makes me think like I should really, because my
Winonas got to the end, got to last year, did they? I know I've seen them before. I think they must have played a show before. But I
remember them saying something about getting through to a semi-final once, but they just didn't turn up.
Yeah, I have seen them before. I must have. The thing is, I used to hang out in Ipswich a lot when I was stationed down there, so I've seen a few of those bands before. But yeah, it's cool.
They opened up. My punk era was pop punk. I was just bloody skater boy. I attempted skater boy.
Boy. So it wasn't good enough for her.
No, apparently not. They opened up, followed by God Without. When I asked them what thing they didn't hang around, they're like sludge. It's like, okay, cool. That's sort of that's still a new one for me, even though sort of like getting into the likes of Frog Lord and stuff, sort of like that sludgy sort of doom kind of.
We like the Froggy Boys.
Yes, that is one band I'm extremely happy I was recommended at some point. Actually, I had them on a fair bit earlier. Actually, I was driving about.
Did you know Ben, their singer, is originally from Norwich?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's originally from Norwich.
That does explain a bit more why he keeps popping up in my people you may know.
Yeah, because he knows a lot of people from around here.
Because it's sort of. Yeah, so they followed up. Then followed by Heated, which is one of the bands that come over from the Essex lot. Just a back pedal. Dismanibus and Knock for Six both came over from Essex. Essex wasn't doing one this year. So yeah, back to this. Heated, deathcore. Like when I spoke to them, really nice guys. Well, that's what as soon as they asked them what what genre they were. As soon as I said deathcore, I looked at my brother-in-law who was doing my camera for me. We both looked at each other and smiled, and sort of like that was our high hopes for.
They got a few mentions from the other bands when we're asking who else. Heated came up quite a lot, so yeah, that's testament to their quality.
I'll be honest with you, when I saw them, I thought the same thing as we all thought about Knock for Six. I was like, that's the final band straight away. Then top of the competing bill was Final Transmission. They never classified themselves as a particular genre, but they said they get referred to as what's it called, post-hardcore a lot. So now they had released a EP the day before, which I did listen to for like the next like week, and I thought it was great because it was kind of like enough metalcore and slightly new metal that just threw me back to like being like 13, 14. So I even messaged them. I said, look, guys, that throws me back to being a teenager. Like, I don't know if that was the intent. They're like, no, but if that's how you make you feel, great, thank you. So
that's one of the great things about music is you could be stood in the same room with a bunch of people and be feeling different things about the same music. And it's remotely emotive. Like on the flip side of that, you could be opposite sides of the planet and feeling the same emotions whilst listening to the same piece of music. That's quite something quite special, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, like there's been a psychological study done on metal. The things that calm us, the things that like the intensity that we get into, that we feel the rhythmic, is what makes people like feel really agitated when they listen to music. It's funny how metal can be quite polarizing in some people.
Then they had a guest headliner of Fracture Point from London. I love a bit of Fracture Point, that thrash band. I like me some thrash, so that was very much welcomed. Also, Sonny from Secrium is in there as well, so kind of like grabbed my attention a little bit. First time I ever saw them was Slayfest last year, and I stood there for ages. Like I was enjoying the music, but I was like looking at one of the guitarists, going, "Know him? Where the fuck do I know him from?" And then it sort of like dawned on me like an hour later. So, but no, back to this. Four very different bands, and again, like kept with the same level as the Norwich Heat one. Again, ultimately, Heated and God Without went through. My personal take was I thought Final Transmission should have gone through instead of God Without. But we'll get a bit more to that in a little bit.
Yeah, if you're not a judge, you don't get a say, really.
I mean, like,
I know we all have our personal preferences, but yeah. At the end of the day, it's down to the judges.
Absolutely, like you said, you hit the nail on the head there. It's preference. That's me and brother-in-law. We both said exactly the same thing, but that was our preference. Right then, next up we had Norwich Heat 2, Far From Refuge, Azure Sky, Hedra, and Dirty Donations. Hedra opened up. I believe it was Azure Sky next, then Dirty Donations, then Far From Refuge. If I remember, I might have got Azure Sky.
Nobody's going to hold you to it. Honestly, that's
my autistic brain will. Right. For those again, Hedra, they were. I said this to Darren the other day. I actually interviewed them like the Monday before. I was arranging about having a chat for Metal to the Masters and accidentally arranged a podcast, which was great. 4 really nice guys. Really enjoyed them coming on. Great talk about music, nerded out at the end, usual sort of thing. I told them straight. I'm not gonna bullshit someone, because like if you bullshit someone when you meet them, they're never gonna trust you, sort of thing. I told them I hadn't listened to any of their stuff, and told them I was waiting to hear them that Thursday live. But like what I looked up, it said about Black Sabbath meets like Korn and Slipknot, and I was like, I'm listening. Yeah. They opened up. Unfortunately, they had the opening band, sort of curse, as in
that can be really tough. Okay, so in my old band, we played first and won the semi-final. It's very rare that it happens, but it does happen. But it's really hard to get. I think it's not fair to judge a band on crowd engagement if there's not a crowd there, because you've opened, right? And it was really bad luck for us to have opened as well, like for both finals and our semi-final. Like if I was a betting man, I'd be really rich right now. But yeah, it's a really tough one, because someone has to play first, and it's a competition. So drawing from a hat is like the most fair way you can do that.
But I mean, Steph, obviously we're coming out of it, but Steph made a very good point when we were chatting to you. Like, you don't headline on all the stuff you go out to do. Sometimes you're opening band at a normal gig. It's just that this one's a competition.
We're opening on Saturday. We're like the first band on a metal full day. Like, the benefit to that is we get a sound check. But it also means we can watch the other bands, and if I need to get out early, I can. So, yeah, we the bigger events that we play with the bigger bands, we're lower down on the bill. So, I mean, we've headlined the Black Heart, and that was a sellout show, mainly because of where it is and who it is. Right, it's the Black Heart. People want to go out there, so it would have sold out regardless of who it was, really. But it was a great lineup. It was us, Birdwitch, and Cool Mother. So it's going to happen. You'll be anywhere from the top to the bottom of the bill, depending on where it is, who it is, where you're from. Because if we, like I said, we're breaking out up north, no one really knows who we are. So we're an opener. It's just how it goes.
So again, it's, like I say, it was still early doors. Like I said, second up was either Azure Sky or Dirty Dinner. We'll go with Azure Sky.
I think no, they were third. They were on third for quite a few of their shows, because I remember them talking about it. They're like, third again.
All right, we'll go with Dirty Donations then. I can't remember how they class themselves. I remember sort of like you said, about being quite bluesy,
very bluesy. Blues. They were like bluesy metal. They were heavy. Don't get me wrong. They were heavy for a blues band, but yeah, you know what? They were good energy. They were really good.
They were fun. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah. If you see Dirty Donations as a band playing when we can, and you want a bit of fun, have a couple of beers and go and see them. They're great.
I think they may have been one of the bands to come over. I can't remember if we asked them.
Yeah, they were a bit further afield as well. I think they were like Colchester way as well.
But yeah, absolutely great. Yeah, that's about it, really. That's a very good way to sum it up. I tell you what, actually, they were quite fun to interview, because
they were.
What happened was, Heat 1. We interviewed everybody after their sets round the back of the Brickies, and there's a shed there with a spotlight,
and that light was permanently on.
That light was permanently on. Great set, really good lighting. Great. Come Heat 2, we were talking about, we'll do the same thing again. Sweet. All right, and that's no brainer. We've already got basically got an outdoor studio sat around there. Great. And then I was walking to the car. I was like, the light's not on. Why is the light not on? Because my car's parked right next to it. And then I get about 2 cars away, and the light comes on. I was like, "Oh no, that's on a timer." Sorry, motion sensor.
Sensor light, yeah.
And
technically both right. That's sensor light and timer.
So yeah, I popped back and told you, and I'll be all right. First band we spoke to, cut off straight away. Oh no!
I mean, this is the whole like lean into the chaos thing, right? So that's one of the things that we do as Chaos Under No Ties is if something goes wrong, own it, right? And that led to one of the best series of interviews and the chaos packs because of it, because we all have to stood there doing like karate kicks to keep the light
dancing and stuff. It was
and then Charlie from Is Your Sky was just doing laps behind.
Yeah, it was back and forth. Josh and Dee could not concentrate too much answering the questions because we're dancing around. Charlie's, like you say, pacing up and down.
They did a great job.
But yeah, I mean, like the Hedger guys really joined in as well with that as well. Dirty Donation guy, they really leaned into it. They were it's sort of like the conversation went from questions to complimenting the dance moves that we were trying to keep this thing going.
Put those in air quotes. They were dance moves.
But yeah, so yeah, both of them, like you say, the chaos was brought. Far From Refuge, so they're top of the bill. Yeah, another bunch of nerds because like they have a song made based upon World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, yeah. And he was wearing a Dark Souls t-shirt as well.
Yeah, from a Dark Souls You Died t-shirt on. Yeah. And when they come outside, he had a I think it was a tracksuit jacket or whatever it was, with the Mass Effect N7 on it.
Nice.
So which and yeah, again another bunch of really nice guys. They come from Cambridge. Well, I'm not sure they come from Cambridge, but it was Cambridgeshire.
Cambridge way.
So
Cambridge way.
Yeah.
Right. That side of the fen.
Yeah. We're still part of the East Anglia. After this, we had Heat 2 in Ipswich, where we had, like I mentioned earlier, Unhinged had pulled out and they were replaced by Killer Core, Nailbed, War Bastard, and Regicide. I can't speak. Guest headliners of Silesium from France. I believe they're from Bordeaux. And Digora from Digora.
You had 2 guest headliners.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh no, I'm on the wrong thing. That's why I can't find it. Yeah, Digora. I believe that they were doing a tour together.
Oh, I see. Hence why 2. Fair.
That's why they were together.
I'm just going to quickly tag on. I personally don't like guest headliners at Metal to Masses. Like, we didn't have them before, and we never needed them before. And I don't know if you noticed, but every time a guest headliner came on during the heats and the semis, most of the crowd left because they weren't there for the guest headliners. They were there for the competing bands. And I think that says more about the solidarity of the community for grassroots metal than anything. Like that, these events don't really need. That's my 2 pence on it, right? The final has sold out for all the years before we had guest headliners, and now we have guest headliners. Okay, fine. I fucking love some of the guest headliners. Goddess came and camped with us afterwards. Like, don't get me wrong, great, but I just don't feel like the competition needs it. I just don't.
I mean, it's a good thing to have a band on whilst the judges go do their thing.
Yeah, it gives them time. But you could have something else. You could have, I don't know, a metal DJ in the background.
I suppose if it's a local band, like the first ever year I came over, I went over to support the guys in Celestial. It was them, like Flesh Consumed, and is it Cole Harbour?
Yeah.
It was them three, and then Collapse the Sky was headlining. Collapse had won it the year before.
Yeah,
if memory.
Yeah. So at least with a local guest headliner, then fine, you get people stay because they know them. But yeah, out of town guest headliners, like again, of the ones I saw, people left because it got quite late. It was pretty, they were doing a 45-minute to an hour set. People went before the announcement because of how late it was. Like the judges deliberation only needs to be like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. You get a DJ on like that's my 2 piece on it. I'm not gonna go anymore.
That's
but like, yeah,
fair thought. So sort of, I don't think you've said anything wrong there.
No, it's just my opinion. Everyone's got one. Like they have arseholes.
So Killer Core opens up. They are kind of like metalcore, grindcore-y. I thoroughly enjoy them. Then followed up by Nailbed, and my brain is gone to mush as to how to describe them. They were bloody good. It's just that I thought that they got done dirty to the fact of how heavy this semi-final was. They were the lightest band there.
Right.
They have released new stuff since. Give us a minute. What's up? Just while I'm doing Nail Bed.
Again, we could just put a track on and be like,
yeah.
Find this out.
I mean, I just whipped their Instagram up. Alternative metal. It's 3-piece.
Isn't it all?
It's a 3-piece. Again, another young band. And it's another one of the bands that I said to sort of like, what genre?
You know what that is. I've been playing with it for like the last 20 minutes. Anyway, carry on.
I asked them what again, like another band that I said, what genre do you put yourself down? They're like, oh, not really got one specific one. One's inspired. The singer, my brain's gone what her name is. She was like more like hip hop and rap stuff, whereas like the guitarist is a big like Black Sabbath fan and all stuff like that. Absolutely brilliant. Like I mean, I had your in the recommendations for Chaos for Blegh project. A few months back, I got which project. They had one song at the time, Lilac, and I mean I had that song on repeat like a few days before that. So
cool. That's a good sign of a good song.
Yeah. They have released another one since. I just haven't got around to listening to it yet. They were really, really good. It's just like the other 3 bands were just stupidly good as well.
Really disheartening. Like if you are in a strong heat or semi-final, and on your own would be a good band, but like against other good bands, and luck of the draw sometimes. Unfortunately. Yeah.
That's the downside. Like there's only 8 bands in the Ipswich heat.
And you know what? It goes to show the caliber of the bands that are coming out of East Anglia at the moment. Like this whole competition, and the start to finish, really strong bands. Like if I saw any of those bands on a lineup now, I would go and see it because I know they're good.
Yeah.
So everyone's sort of stepped up their game over the last few years. Like from when I used to just attend it to up until playing in Killstore and now playing in Æl-Fierlen. Yeah, everyone's like upped their tech game, upped their lighting game, upped their show. Because let's face it, like you can't just play well on stage. You have to have a stage presence. You have to have that big sound. You've got to sound like you're ready for a festival, and a lot of the bands are delivering on that now. They really are investing a lot of time, effort, and money.
See, I know it's nobody's fault, but I think, I mean, it's to an extent it's made people step up a little bit more. But you've said rightly in the past, the competition get better and better anyway. But when you've got like, you know, some of the semi-final level competitors coming over from another area,
yeah, I mean,
as well,
fine, because their competition wasn't running that year. Technically, they are East Anglia. They just had to travel a little bit further. Fine. A lot of bands, some bands will even travel to different areas to if they feel like they're getting a better chance. And fair play to them. Like, if you're prepared to travel that far, you want to enter a different competition. Like because what you might find is like East Anglia has a more grindcore, metalcore scene. So if you feel like you want to compete in those bands or want to be different or feel like you might do better in that, fine. Like and for us, again, another great thing about this competition is we've got to see those bands. We wouldn't have gotten to see them otherwise.
I fully agree. I mean, it's going to sound like a broken record the amount of time we mention them, and probably end up as another drinking game, but not for six. You know,
yeah.
Yeah,
I will go if they're on a bill and I'm available. I will go see them. That's how good they are.
Yeah. I told my brother-in-law about them, and then when he saw them in the semi-final, he came up to me and went, "You didn't tell me they were that good."
Well, you tried.
I tried. I didn't have. I ran out of words on how to describe how bloody good they were. You know. So. But yeah, back on this.
Yeah, we
so,
did.
we had War Bastard after that. When I asked them, it was another band that did not piss around. They're like, what genre do you classify as? BDM, brutal death metal.
Fair.
Okay,
yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right.
Yeah,
all right, didn't mess around. Dan referred to them as early Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I see that.
You know. I'm not a Cannibal Corpse fan. I was never into them, but like now I'm at a point where I probably would listen to them.
Their mosh pits are brutal. I went to go see them at Electric Brixton. Oh my god, I was aching for days.
That Hammer Smash Face will always have a special place in my heart because I love Ace Ventura. So
yeah, that scene is so good. They didn't use a lot of it, but
Jim Carrey got on stage and everything with him, didn't he?
Yeah, there was loads of footage they took from that. In fact, I think they used it in one of their music videos. In fact, Hammer Smash Face. So, but yeah, absolutely great bunch of guys. The Corpse Grinder is probably the nicest man alive. So,
oh yeah, I like stuff he does for I'll say charity work, but it's like he's got a grabber machine addiction, and the kids at the local hospital are the ones that benefit from it.
Yeah, he wins a load of toys and then takes them to a children's hospital and donates them.
Right. Big scary death metal man. Right.
His head bangs done so much head banging that his neck comes down from his ears to his traps. His head looks like a thumb because of how strong his neck muscles are. But it's just a lovely guy.
So yeah, and then we had Regicide, who were like a groove thrash band. I'd seen that was the only band from the Ipswich Heats I'd seen before because they played at the Christmas show at the Brickies. And yeah, I'll hold my hand up. I was a fan straight away. So
yeah, they're a good thrash band, and they deserve to win this year. They were really good.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid to say this. Not my favorite, but they were good, and they deserve to win. So, again,
well when we get to the final, I'll get my views on stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
But we're not judges. We're just two guys with assholes and opinions.
so yeah, again, another great night. Like there wasn't a shit night on these at all. Like I don't know how much people paid attention to the other rounds and stuff, but it's like there was a bar set and everyone was equal or better. It just just the punter side, I won this competition because I got 10 nights of awesome fucking music.
Yeah, everyone knows that a Metal to the Masses Heat semi final is a good night out. It just is.
So ultimately, War Bastard and Regicide go through. And Killer Core are announced a couple of days later as the wild card for Ipswich. Norwich doesn't have wild cards this year, but they decided to do one for the Ipswich one. Then moving on to Heat 3, we had Gehenna, From Darkness to Light, Lease on Life, and Hoof. You couldn't make this one.
No, I think I was either in Sicily on that one. I think it was in Sicily
you were.
one, so yeah. Apogolese.
So we mentioned Gehenna earlier. There was like an alt rock. They opened up. What I'd briefly gone and listened to, I liked. What I saw, I liked so much more. Right? I do try not to listen to bands if I can get away, if I'm going to see them, because I've done that before with someone, had an expectation, and it wasn't delivered.
It can work both ways. You could be like, oh, these guys sound great, and then you see them live and they suck. Or they can sound awful, and you don't go and watch them, and it turns out they're really good. So I think that's the trickiest thing, especially as a lot of people are recording in their bedrooms these days, like because studios are expensive. No record companies aren't interested in bands because they make more money from artists than they do a band, which is why, interesting fact for you, there isn't a single band in the UK top 40 right now. It's all artists. So yeah. Oh yeah, I do have a chicken. So the reason I've been playing with this is because I'm gonna cable tie this to my handlebars. So that's gonna replace my bell on my bike. I'm gonna leave the tag on, so it's like whipping around in the wind of the cycle. So I'll get some footage of that this week when I'm training. Get it out of my hands. I keep playing with it. Right. Sorry.
Mate, this is just normal Nerdic Pro feeling, Blegh. It's tangents and distractions. It's fine.
It's almost like we all have ADHD. What?
So Gehenna were like alt rock. We have Lease on Life, a punk band who
hardcore band. I love hardcore. I've loved hardcore for years, so that's probably why I like Lease on Life and Eyes of a Nihilist as well.
I'll just stick with Lease. Also, 5 just really nice guys
as
well. The energy they have when they're on stage as well.
It's good
Jack,
to see.
I'm pretty certain he takes a double Duracell before he goes on stage or something.
Well, it's good to see Andy do like, because he always used to be the photographer at the waterfront, and I'm just like, he plays guitar too.
Then we had Darkness to Light. So of the bands that played tonight, I interviewed beforehand, like I would do in the past. The only one I didn't do beforehand was From Darkness to Light. They asked if we could do it afterwards. I was like, fine, no worries. They didn't seem very seem into the whole mosh pit interview because that's the only place. Because by the time they played, it was dark. But I mean, they seemed okay. Seemed very nervous about everything. Like just they seemed a bit nervous on stage. And
that's completely though, man. Like that's the thing. I whenever I play a Metal to the Masses event, I fuck up loads. Like if I played any other normal show, I'm fine. I play perfectly. But Metal to the Masses, there's that little extra bit of pressure, and I don't know if you heard in the final, I came in early, like a beat early on 2 of the songs. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I did not.
I don't think anyone noticed, but I knew, and I was like, oh shit. I sort of styled it out, but I was like, oh fuck. But yeah, nerves get you. Nerves get you.
The only thing about From Darkness to Light was you could tell. I think they said that was one of their first gigs. It might be second or third.
Mm.
So they're very, very early, new, however you want to refer to it. The frontman was singing off of sheets.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
so
you might want to, because I wasn't there for that. That's a bit of a knockdown. You've not practiced enough before you've gotten into a competition. Like,
I believe that their drummer had literally joined like the week before as well. He was like a last minute replacement. They had a drummer and then replaced him.
But then,
because I didn't notice that the guitarist was giving cues.
Yeah, but then that happened to Celestial. They got a new drummer like that week, and I think when I was in Killstall, we had members join a couple of weeks or a month before we went on stage, and our first ever live gig was Metal to the Masses. In fact, my first ever show with Æl-Fierlen was Metal to the Masses. So it happens a lot, but the background to that is we practiced. Like,
Pick up.
So I didn't even notice that time. Yeah, we practiced, right?
Yeah, I was about to say. I remember you saying. I think you joined the band like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, so I saw them play Rory's Halloween, the other one, Valentine's Day gig. I saw them play the Valentine's Day gig. You know, because I'd known the guys for years. I was like, oh, they're playing my local town. I can walk to the Brickmakers from here. So I was like, I'll go check my friend's band out, see how they're getting on. You know, it's like, watched it, blown away, got goosebumps, said to them both, I was like, that was great, but you need a bassist. And they were playing the bass parts on the backing track, but you could barely hear them. At which point Rob and Steph go on then. Because they know I play guitar. Like they're on the wall right now. And I was like, the rest, as you say, is history. In March, I went for a rehearsal with them, and then come around April, I was playing Metal to the Masses, and we've now done like 40 shows together. So,
well, I can honestly say I was at your first Æl-Fierlen gig.
You were, yeah, you were. Yeah, they'd only played like 3 or 4 shows. I think 6 shows before I joined them, and now we're up to like 44, 45. So I'm like, I've done 30 odd shows with them. It's not bad going for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's all right. That.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in September. So
that's good. Yes.
Sorry. Back on. Sorry. Sorry.
No, that's all good. That like literally that was my only criticism about him, was the fact the front man was singing off of sheets, but he was still singing well. Everything, I say singing. They were kind of like hardcore, kind of thing. So, hardcore singing. But yeah, everything else is still quite good. Few more gigs and everything, and just get that part of the way. That's
nail that down. Come back next year, I think.
But and then we had Huff, again another band that had come over from Essex. Great my god, they were so good. All right,
Hot octopus on face, for those of you that don't know. Hoof. I was like, is that their name?
The only reason I said about emphasizing the hoof is because that's what the bass player did. Like every time I said their name, they proper they barked it. It was great. It was right. You knew it was going to be a good night when the guy with the mohawk, aka the bass player, took his shirt off. You know it was going to be,
10% extra energy if you take your shirt off.
Yeah,
them's the rules. Like I only get 5% because I cut my sleeves off.
It was like punk, metal, ska. What's the name? The drummer from Lease on Live. I was talking to him. He was like, it was like reggae elements to it and everything. They were so good. It was just, and it was just like they were having a good time. I'm still at the front. There's like me, Teggy, Jesse, D. Was another one. And we're all having the time of our lives, just like stood watching them. Right. The drummer was doing something mad. But the problem is because I'm not a musician, I don't notice what they were all pointing out. I was just watching him do stuff with his foot.
Open hand. Instead of crossing your hands over like this, you play like this. So
no, he was doing something. He was doing something with his feet. That they were,
is he doing like where he twists the feet to get double pedal?
I have no idea what was going on. Like I said, they were all like huddling, talking. I'm trying to work out what's going on. And someone did try to explain it to me, but because I'm not a musician, I didn't understand that.
Meridian scale.
So, but yeah, it was like it was between them, Lease and Gehenna for me, and it was one of those things where like kind of similar to what I thought of in the Ipswich Heat 2 between Killer Core, Warblast, and Regicide. It was like any two of those three was the right choice, but leaving that third one out was the wrong choice. Right. But ultimately it was Gehenna and Lease on Life.
I do not envy the judges at all. Like I may not agree with them, but it's a hard decision to make. So I cannot be mad about any decision they do make. In any of the
actually at the final, I got asked if I was a judge. Someone asked me if I was a judge.
Well, you look around, right? I mean, it's not a million miles away. So previous winners get asked to be guest judges. Obviously the runners are there, but then there's people that are there all the time. Like I don't know, Teggy could get asked, or Jesse, because they don't even they live in Kingsland, and well, they live near you, and they still come to Metal to the Masses events because they know it's a good night.
Well, I think the main reason I got asked that is I'd been to all 10 shows.
Yeah.
I've been to more than what a couple of the organisers have been to.
Yeah, because some of them have to go to weddings and whatnot, which is why Dan was in the suit. It was when people started turning up in suits. I was like, did I miss a memo?
Yeah, I know. I brought that up. I'll explain that in a bit. So like I say, Gehenna and Lease on Life go through. Then Heat 4, as I say, originally it was Erebus, Fallen Relic, Wicker, and Own Your Life. Own Your Life pulled out first. Insidious replaced them. Fallen Relic, and then followed by replaced by Eyes of Nihilist. And that's the one thing that messed my stuff up, because I looked at all them. I said before I didn't have a dog in the fight in the Ipswich Heats. I knew Regicide, but that was it. But I looked at Heat 1. I'm like, I'm friends with Æl-Fierlen. I'm friends with Azurska in Heat 2. Heat 3, I'm friends with Lease on Life. Heat 4, I ain't going for that. Eyes of Nihilist are in.
You know what? The toughest part about being in a competition in your local town is you're friends with most of the bands. Last year was worse because I was friends with more of the bands than I am this year. But yeah, it's hard to go like, yay, we won this semi or whatever, and then you're like, oh shit, my friends didn't win. Like, so you feel great and then shit at the same time. It's it's very bittersweet. But no, it is really encouraging to see just how lovely the scene is and how supportive everyone is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when people do win, they don't feel bad about it because they just go, "Oh no, that was well deserved, well done." Pat on the back.
So this one you were here for, but I thought you were still on holiday.
Yes.
So I'd interviewed 3 of the bands before I had someone sneak up behind me and the fuck? Oh, hello. Right, sort of thing. Which I felt, I still feel bad for.
Don't worry, man. You just forgot. I did say I would be back for it.
Like the stupid thing was earlier in the day, I was like, I should probably message Obi and just double check whether he's back or not. And I didn't. And then
yeah, it would have been pointless of interviewing them all again. So you did it all. We shared them instead.
Yeah.
I mean that's the benefit of 2 of us as well. Like if one of us can't make it, the other one can just step up and then we share them on both platforms. That's the beauty of collaboration. And I definitely leaned into that a couple of times this year.
So Eyes of Nihilist opened up. Eyes of
See,
Nihilist
not
are,
always a curse because they got through.
yeah. So that they go through. They are a deathcore Thal, is that right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was a new phrase to me. I'm so bad with different genres, or subgenres.
There's a whole like substack on metal subgenres. Like you can dig into that and lose a week later.
It is like I've started referring to metal as a tree because there's so many branches, and on each branch there's so many branches, and then on those branches there's so
yeah, that's true. Like, in a world where you don't want to sound like everyone else, like there's certain elements that you really like, but you don't want to sound like everyone else, then everyone's putting their own twist on it, and I like that. It's creative. So it sometimes is quite hard to pigeonhole certain bands, but you don't really need to. Like, okay, fine, someone will ask what kind of genre you are, so you have to think about it. It's like okay, fine, we hadn't really thought about it. We just like playing this song or playing it this way. Which is why we can't agree on what genre we are either. So,
but yeah. So Eyes Open Up, absolutely brilliant. Like I've been seeing them for like 2 years now, and like
I think they've been in the last 3 competitions.
Yeah, because they were in the same heat, if I remember, opening heat as By Virtue Fall the other year.
Yeah.
So
they weren't going to be in this year because they were going to give it a year off, but because of band pulled out, they joined up. So, like, the fact that the caliber of that band means they keep making it to the semifinals and the finals. They're doing great.
Yeah, and their new stuff has sounded fucking awesome as well.
Yeah, again, another band that I've seen progress over the years is great.
Also, a lot of people have complimented Mike's stage presence as well.
Yeah.
How much that's improved. So yeah, they opened up. They were fucking awesome. I can't put. All right. I hold my hands up. They are fellow Kings Lynn boys, so I have got a little bit of extra bias. Towards everything. And then I believe it was Erebus next. Afterwards. Another sludge sort of doom band. I bloody enjoyed them. I really liked them.
I liked Erebus. Yeah.
I think when we were talking to them, something got said about comparing them to Frog Lord, and they kind of lit up a little bit.
Yes, yeah, they did. They're pretty good. So I would say that they should play with Frog Lord if they play Norwich. When they play Norwich, because they got a bunch of shows coming up. Because they're currently touring with Cancer Bats, and Cancer Bats are doing their alter ego tour as Bat Sabbath. So they're doing a bunch of dates up and down. They played Download, so they're doing a bunch of dates up and down the country. So go check them out. Go see the Froggy Boys and Bat Sabbath.
Yeah, I really want to go see them if I can get a chance, because Mickey got me listening to them, and yeah. Again, another new-ish band. I think they said it was like their second, or might have even been their first gig actually. It's very early for them.
It might have been because we were talking about being a rite of passage that some bands would use Metal to the Masses as their first show. Which, let's face it, it's a great way to get break into a scene, get your first booking. Like, nobody knows who you are. It doesn't matter. It's a competition. Get in there.
Yeah, well, I had the Celestial guys on last year or year before. I'd done just where it was just Nerdic Pro. And I asked them, like, how did you get your first gig for Metal to the Masses, like a competition? I thought that you'd have to have some sort of, not rite of passage, but like some sort of
presence, at least in the scene.
Yeah.
No, that's not necessarily how it works. Like, turn up and play.
That's pretty much
The
how they
Brickmakers
describe it.
used
It's
to
like
be a
anybody,
thing.
you could literally start a band this morning, and then in the morning, and then like 20 minutes later, apply for Metal to the Masses.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to have at least something recorded because that's part of the application process.
Right.
So you have to have something that the organizers can listen to, that is like on Spotify or Bandcamp or something. So you have to have that as a bare minimum, but yeah, it's relatively easy to get into and get people listening to your music. That's why I love it so much. It is really a springboard for grassroots metal.
We were talking to Darren and Dan about this the other day. Like my first thing from what Metal to the Masses was, I remember seeing it in Kerrang. You know, I didn't know what the hell it was. I just saw Metal to the Masses and thought that's a cool ass name, and yeah, sort of just like read through it, and I didn't realize it was a competition. I just thought it was a gig, and then carried on reading. So
was that online or actually the magazine?
This was actually a magazine. We're talking 2006. Yeah, where like the year it started, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, so yeah, I was 16. You know, but yeah, so I didn't realize what it was at the time, and then fast forward to 3 years ago. You know, so like my first show for the underground scene was, you know, Metal to the Masses. You know, where's that gone? Well, that's not awkward.
What's happened now?
All my control. Oh, yeah, there. Okay. So all my controls and everything had like disappeared. Yeah. So yeah, Metal to Masses was like my first thing for going over Norwich and getting into the underground scene. So.
Well, that's the thing. Any kind of heavy rock and metal is now technically underground because it's not supported by mainstream media. Like, you do have like record labels out there, but they're not. You know, you don't have the big heavy hitters like, I don't know, Virgin, Sony, or Warner Brothers. They're just not investing in bands again because they don't make as much money from them. Which is why it's funny how metal has become a bunch of t-shirt salesmen who just happen to be musicians. Yeah.
Then we get to Insidious,
Mm-hmm.
Who are all college kids, and very, very new metal-y. Not just
We like new metal.
They were the whole package. The stuff that they were playing, the way that they dressed and looked, their presence, and you know, everything was screaming like, you know, Spineshank and Korn and, you know, so on. You know, it was like some of these young bands it's weird because like these a lot of these seem to be like they weren't around when these genres were around, yet they are owning the hell out of these.
You okay?
Yeah, okay.
You just stopped speaking for a second there.
Yeah, no, I thought it finished.
Okay. I know, it's abrupt. No, yeah, they're again, strong caliber of bands throughout the whole competition. So unsurprising.
And then top of the bill we had Wicker, who when I interviewed them, they described themselves as like a heavy Adam and the Ants, which I thought that'd be interesting. Which I think was a complete undersell of it. They very much still a heavy rock with metal. What's the words?
Undertones.
Yeah. second song they opened up with sounded like it instantly sounded like 2 Minutes to Midnight, which I thought, hello, sort of Iron Maiden was one of my gateway bands, so that sort of like got my attention straight away. Well, what? Yeah. I can't talk English.
You're good.
Yeah. How did they strike you?
Sorry, say again. Wicker.
I said, sort of. How did Wicker strike you?
You know what? Perfectly honest, I'm trying to cast my mind back to. That's why I was just looking at my phone was to try and see the footage because I was like, I can't remember this band.
They're all very young. They all wore black. Head to toe black, all quite.
I remember
reasonably well dressed.
I remember that night. I remember thinking they were good, but I can't. They're all very young. I did, I enjoyed chatting to them afterwards because they've got. It's coming back to me now. Right, so I remember they've got something. They have got something. They just need to polish it. That's my opinion on them. Because I could hear you talking. Like, did I drink? I think I did actually.
Yeah, I think you did.
I think I did. I think I had a couple of drinks because I wasn't driving that night. So, yeah. Okay. So they've definitely got an image. They've got a gimmick. They're leaning into it. They've got a sound. Again, metal undertones, very melodic. But they just need to polish it a little bit. But they're like 90% of the way there. And again, youth is on their side.
Yeah. Well, I could tell they sold a lot of tickets because that right at the end of the night, that was chocker.
They definitely got all their friends to come along.
They definitely got the old ticket sales out. But fair play to them. Fair play, yo.
They're like a 6 or 7 piece band as well. There's quite a few of them. Yeah.
I one of the things that I liked, was the keyboard. Listening to the keyboard play, it just kind of like reminded me of like late 70s, early 80s. Sort of like I can't think of who a good band to compare it to, but like the back like I say, like late 70s heavy metal bands that would have keyboards in it. It was that sort of style. Right. You can tell I ain't got a bloody musical bone because I can't bloody give a bloody I can't give a style comparison, let alone a bloody mention a band. So yeah, ultimately, last minute additions, Eyes of Nihilus go through with Wicker onto semi-final number 2, and then we have semi-final number 1, which was that should be an easy one because it's just beep, excuse me, 10 seconds. There we go. So we have Knock for 6, Æl-Fierlen.
Drink.
Azure Sky and Hedra, with guest headlining Existentialist.
One of my favorite bands. Like, I love those guys.
I'd only seen them once before. They changed vocalists since then.
They have, and they got a new guitarist since when I first saw them.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But everyone looked the same to me. But like
the guy with all the tattoos, he wasn't there when I first saw them a couple of years ago.
Right. Okay.
We're actually playing with them. So I did just complain about guest headliners. But and again, that was another night where when they played, there was barely anyone in the crowd. I
was right in the front. I didn't notice.
Yeah. Nice. But lovely bunch of guys. Was chatting to them before, and we're playing with them this weekend. So it'll be good to see them again.
Where are you playing that?
At Blondie's in London.
Right. If you're near Blondie's, right, on Sunday, Saturday, sorry, go there.
Yeah, Saturday.
Right.
We're on first, so get there early.
Hey, like I've said this before to you, right? Everyone should treat the first band on like you would the headline, because one day that band first on will be a headliner.
Like,
right?
dude, this is something I was gonna say earlier. It was like you going out to grassroots metal shows, like say 5, 6, maybe even 10 years, Knock for Six are doing the festival circuit. They're headlining bands. They're headlining like the festival stages. It's like we can say we saw them playing in the Brickmakers like 5, 10, 15 years ago. Like, and we're like, yeah, I remember those. And the thing is, they remember that shit. They're gonna remember the crazy bastard and the the pink helmet and you from we're the guys that interviewed them from the very start, showed them interest, right? So you bump into them, you see them in the media bit, and they go like, fucking yeah, guys. Like that's what the community is about. That for me is a success story. Like seeing a band through from start to finish.
So obviously it is like a next level up, but I went to see when I was 17. Trivium was my favorite band, right? They were doing the Crusade tour, and I went to Cambridge Corn Exchange with a mate from college and one of his mates.
Bloody hell, Corn Exchange.
Right, the second band on, right? That was the main reason my mate wanted to go, because he was getting obsessed with them. Right, I got to see him. I loved them. I thought they were insane. Right, everything. And okay, that would have been 2007. So fast forward, 17 years. No, 2024. So it was 17 years, wasn't it? Yeah. Fast forward 17 years. They're part of the opening ceremony for the Olympics, right?
Oh, Gojira.
Because Gojira one of the supporters there. Right, I'm one of the people that can say I saw them before they were,
they were big. You fucking
big.
Hipster,
right?
Trivium
had they had Sanctity open.
No, mate, like So my first time discovering them was when they were already big at Bloodstock, but that was 2017. 2016, 2017, 2018, and one of those a few years ago. And I saw them then. They weren't headlining. Oh no, I think they were. But I remember being blown away by them then. I was like, oh my god, these guys are great. So yeah, I did get on there, but well done you for seeing them like when you were like.
I mean, I saw them by accident. I'm not gonna lie. I went to see Trivium. I didn't give a shit who this was.
Best accident ever, though.
Right? Oh yeah, like I said, my mate was obsessed with them. He was like, these guys are so good. They're gonna massive or something. We're 17. I mean, like, it's been like 17-year-olds. We're all full of shit. Like,
but then that kind of goes to show how long it actually takes for a band to go from. I mean, supporting Trivium is pretty big in a career at that point, because Trivium were pretty big. They were like massive part of Roadrunner. When I was at Vac in a couple of years, I met a guy who was doing a Roadrunner documentary. He was going around and interviewing all the bands that used to be from that era of Roadrunner, and he was just like, "You did what?" It's like, I need to talk to you about this. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. We still chat, but we haven't actually got around to doing an actual interview. But he's finishing off his documentary. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I want to talk to him about that. We'll try and get him on one of these shows. Get him to talk about his Roadrunner United thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. He was showing me some of the stuff he'd done. He traveled all up and down the States to try and get all the bands to like get for interview. So that was kind of cool. Right. Sorry, we digress.
No. So two things. One, we get back there. Second of all, like I said, when you go to a gig, support the first band on like you would the headliner, because one day they'll become a headliner. Headliner was a first band on at some point in the past.
Absolutely. Right. I saw Sleep Token in 2018 in Download, and like the Dogtooth stage. They hadn't got the light show. They literally started up. They were amazing. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I see where they're going with this. And then I went to Die Art's Murders Pit, and then I went Parkway Drive's Pit, and then I went Die Art's Murders Pit, and then I crashed out, and then started a mosh pit by the sound desk for Ozzy. That was a wild year. That was 2018 as well. That was a wild year.
Right. So back on this.
Back.
Sorry. So yeah, like I say, Knock for Six, Æl-Fierlen, Azure Sky, Hedra with headlines Existentialist.
I need another one now. For now to
Yeah,
get.
I just finished that one. Right, so you guys opened this one. Yeah, first all right, opened up. Just as awesome as your. I've seen you guys loads, and I love watching you guys. I love watching you play. Steph's stage presence.
It's quite something, isn't it? Like being stood next to her, I have to sort of. I think sometimes she'll walk over to me and we'll make eye contact, and then she'll like give me a half smile. She'll give me a half smile out this side of the face, so you guys don't see it. And I'm trying not to laugh, so I'm just like fucking serious face. You know what? The best description of us is we formed a serious post-black metal band, atmospheric post-black metal band, out of the goofiest humans I know.
That is a bloody good description,
myself included, right?
Oh.
The stupid dumb shit we get up to when we're on the road or like between shows or in practices, and yeah, it is fun. It's really fun. It's probably okay, so probably the most fun, relaxed, organized, professional band I've ever been in. We're all like 30s, 40s. We've all hit the circle. We've all done it before. We've all been in bands. We know what we do and we don't like. We know what we need to not and do. Like Ginge just took on doing the lights. Steph does the social media. Rob does the networking and songwriting. Steph does the vocals. I do all the tech stuff and the in-ear rigs and the sound stuff. So like we all pick that up and we just gel. Like when we were working out logistics, Ginger was like sorting the van out. I was sorting out all the hotels and places to stay. So like someone says, can someone help with this? It's like, cool, I'll pick it up and we'll do it. It's the only band I've ever been in where we're that cohesive and organized. So that's what you should all be aiming for. And to be fair, a lot of the bands like that are doing well are like that. There's no tension between any of the members because people just suck it up and get on with it. There's no sucking it up required. We all enjoy it. Like I'll be like, okay, well, I've got a few hours tonight. I'm just going to look up some hotels. And to be fair, OB's top tip for touring: look at glamping pods and caravans, static caravan sites. You can get like a 6-berth caravan for 80 quid a night. And if you're only there for one night, that's cheaper than like 2 hotel rooms sometimes, or an Airbnb, especially when you're looking for 4 people. Like, we don't mind.
You've actually got like a hob to use and microwave and stuff.
Yeah, especially in a caravan. Not that we use it because we get there, we drop our stuff off, we go to the venue, set up, play the show, come back, sleep, and then go in the morning. So you don't really get time to use the amenities. But it's like I snore, so they set me up in what we call a snore dungeon. So I'm usually like, I close all the curtains in the living room. I get the camping bed or the fold-out bed. Steph and Ginge usually get the 2 like single rooms, and then Rob with the diva because he has got carpal tunnel in his arm, so he has to lay with his arm out. You know, every band has a diva, and Rob's our diva, so he gets the double bed. But yeah, we just get on with it, and like other hotels, we get 2 double rooms. So, you know, like either me and Steph will share, or me and Ginger will share, or Rob and Ginger will share. So like we don't mind. It's just whoever shares with me has to bring earplugs.
Yeah. So you guys open up. It's just one of those days where it's like, crap that you started say, but words are hard.
Put your teeth back in, Grandma.
You guys open up. It's just unfortunately you're on first, but someone's got to do it.
We came up with something like that on the interview, didn't we? All the bands should tell their friends and family and friends before the show that they're on first. Yeah, that way everyone turns up on time. I think that's something we should start promoting. Is like, tell everyone you're on first, even if
it's good for everyone. Like, it's good for everyone. It's good for the band. It's good for the venue. It's good for the scene. It's
I think that there are no drawbacks. There's only benefits.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, I do kind of look at it this way as well. Like, what part of the reason why, if I'm going to a gig, I get there for startup, right? And it's part of the thing of like, if I'm paying £10, right? Okay, yeah, it's all right, it's only £10 or whatever, right? But like, I'm gonna get my money's worth. That's not even
You only
including the
need
fact
that
that
for like half an hour, like,
I have to drive for an hour and so to get there as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a drive worth my while.
Absolutely. I think that's more prevalent for people who do travel further, because you don't want to like do all that driving, be there for like half an hour and then do all that driving again. But yeah, no, this is a worthy point. But I'm gonna stop interrupting you, and you're gonna start carrying on talking about the rest of that.
No, you're good, mate. It's all good.
Because I'm gonna go get a beer, and I keep distracting you.
So if memory serves correctly, Azure Sky were on next. Azure Sky were on next. Yeah. I'll wait for him to get back. Let's have a check up on the. All right. Let's have a check on the. Right. Okay. So, Eric Hartman, I apologize because apparently I've missed all your messages. Okay, I'll do that one. He did say, nice hat.
It is a nice hat.
I have two. Wow, so much dedication. Oh, that must have been when we were talking about me getting to all the shows. How could you not think of him? Oh, that must have been when I mentioned that thing. Yeah, so sorry I missed your messages there. Yeah, Azure Sky was on next. Azure Sky were on next because you guys and Azure Sky we interviewed in the beer garden, and then by the time we interviewed Hedra and Knock for Six, it had already got dark. Yeah, so that's Azure Sky had just introduced their light system, which was insane.
They got Ollie this year rather than Izzy. So Izzy left and they gained Ollie.
Yeah.
And then Charlie left and they got a new drummer as well.
But they had so the drummer had he just had a baby, if I remember correctly.
That's right. They played without a drummer. They had Ed Sheeran on a stick.
First round they had the drum kit with on the back, the drums on the backing track, and then a picture of Ed Sheeran's face on the drum kit.
Yeah, that was really
however, for the semi-final, they had Ian from Cole Harbour play.
And he learnt the songs in really quick time as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I mean, this goes back to that the whole practice, right? So a band turning up to play competition that's reading from sheets. So it was like, I don't know. There's a certain level of musicianship. Like either you practice and get it right, practice loads and get it right, or you nail the songs really quickly and step up. So
yeah, but yeah, people learn at different rates, don't they? So
they do. But do you enter a competition not being fully rehearsed?
I did think that. I will hold my hands up. However, like I said, what I did hear, aside from that, I enjoyed. Yeah. Because if that was a session that they did over the radio, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, but that's different. You're not playing.
However, they're in a competition to try and go to
stage show presence, crowd
one of the biggest festivals in the world.
Yeah.
So
you need to be there.
I do see that side as well. So as I say, like you say, the two changes for Azure Sky from like last year, which I will say one thing, Ollie had also taken up one of the guitarist roles in Gehenna as well, because right before their first heat, their guitarist had left the band.
Yeah.
Ollie was trying to get the Bloodstock. Right.
I will join every band if I need to. No, it's fair.
Yeah, like I said, they'd played. They'd introduced the light set, which was fucking awesome and absolutely blinding.
Yeah. So but because of where they put it, you couldn't really see the drummer either.
No.
Again, probably needs a
Ian
little
did
bit
say that he was quite happy about it. He would that first.
Yeah, it still needs a little bit of tweaking. Put it behind the drummer, like have it angled down rather than the crowd's faces. I know that's what they're going for, but it's very uncomfortable to watch. I did tell them that, so they need to just put the T stands higher and tilt them down, because then you, rather than getting the blinding effect, you're getting the beam effect. So I'm going into stage terms now, but and the beam effect gives you a wash, so you still get the strobe, but you're not hurting people with it. And usually most venues have smoke machines, so you see the beam. You get like this curtain of light rather than a piercing eyeful of light. But yeah, just my 2 pence again.
Gee, Obi, are you into any nerd stuff by any chance?
Where do I start? Like, I mean, I've got a 3D printer, another 3D printer there that I built myself, and then I've got boxes full of electronics products. If you want a microcontroller to control your house and stuff, I'm your guy, right? I've got loads of lithium cells. I've got a few buck converters, microcontrollers, ESP32s. I've got the really small ones. This is just a box that I keep with various electronics. Because someone says to me, "Oh, I've got this project. Do you got any stuff?" Because I got loads of LED, like individually addressable LED panels and strips in there, just for doing cool shit, you know. So for cosplayers, if I do loads of work for cosplayers, like if you want something that lights up like sword, a gun, your costume, just hit me up. I've got loads of battery packs, so it's all rechargeable, and like, I even upgrade guitars. I've done all kinds of shit. My hobby is collecting hobbies. So yeah, just a slight side tangent there. Phil, the computer that we are talking onto right now was my COVID project. Like, I wanted to play Cyberpunk when it released, and I was like, right, I haven't got much of a budget, so I built my computer out of scraps, right? And I was like, oh, look, I kind of want an AIO, so I built an AIO. There's a monitor built into the side of my PC, so I can pick it up and go to LAN parties. Like, to show you right now. Like, am I a nerd? Yes. That is my case right there, with a monitor built into it. Yes is the answer to that question. Anyway, where were we?
Yeah, as a Sky. Right. Yeah, they I can't remember if he popped up on the first one. They had a guest appearance pop up on stage, didn't they?
Again, should you be having guest appearances in your act in a competition when you're not going to be able to have that guest on the final? And if you win, that guest won't be allowed to play while you're on stage. I'm like, don't do that. Okay, yeah, it's fun, but I don't think it's right. Like, your performance for your band, for your competition entry, should just be what you're going to play at Bloodstock, right? So having guest appearances on it, again, I've got quite a few opinions on this shit.
No, everything's valid. I mean, like, you make a very good point. Like, yeah, if you why do something you can't do in the end game?
Show. Like, if you were playing a show like just at the weekend, normal build, and you had a guest appearance, great, fucking love that shit. I think it's fantastic. But for a competition,
that's a very good point. So
I'm not completely against it. I'm more on the fence than I am against it. But I'm like,
yeah, but like I said, you still made a very good point on the fact that the end game is playing on that New Blood stage at Bloodstock.
Yeah, so your performance, you should do that on what you can perform as a band primarily. Yeah. So that's just my asshole. Another opinion.
So Hedra followed up. A very, very different response to that one. You know, they'd stepped it up. They had the fluorescent strings on the guitars.
Yeah,
Everyone was wearing glow-up gloves, apart from Camille, because his played malfunctioned somehow.
Yeah, so Hedgerow have been going for a long time. When I saw them on the bill, I thought they were the guest headliners. Yeah, Jim's an interesting one. Like Hedgerow were going somewhere and then all of a sudden lost that momentum. So he's like had a taste of it and is like they've been going for so long and they've been playing bigger and bigger shows and like they sort of go up and down. Great guys, great music. I can't fault them. They just need a break, I think. That's the only thing I can say about them. And they're great to interview.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah, I am on. Great guys. I right laugh at them. I mean, when I asked them about, sort of nerdy stuff, like Camille and James just pulled out Rubik's Cubes. Just randomly like next to them, and they had fucking Rubik's Cubes.
A fidget toy whilst you're on the road. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I like the Hedgerow. I saw them at the Moshville Awards. When I went there to support Skin Changer and Rory. So Rory won best graphic designer that year, which was great. Well, this year, and I went there to support Skin Changer because Skin Changer were nominated for loads.
They had
single best album,
Underground Band of the Year.
They were nominated for bloody loads. They're like every other announcement was just like and Skin Changer, right? But they didn't win anything, sadly. Anyway, Dave, my friend Dave Moomin steps up to the stage to give the Dave Moomin Award for he sort of picks someone out of the scene every year. I immediately start heckling him because he's not talking into the microphone properly. It's like, no, you're doing it wrong, mate. Fucking do it like this. This is like, can't hear you. What? And then he starts talking. And then I'm like, oh shit, he's going to give this award to me. I better stop. Unfortunately, I stopped shit talking him just in time for when people start recording. So that everyone misses that. And then he gives me this award and I give him a little speech. And I walk up to him afterwards like, sorry for shit talking to you, mate. But you know, when your mate goes up and starts talking on a microphone, first thing you do is heckle them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won the Dave Moomin Award for all of my contributions to the metal scene and for Pedal to the Metal. So yeah, and for running events for people. So yeah, there's that. We haven't really mentioned that yet, but we'll get to that at the end.
All right. I've got the rest of this 3 more shows to talk about, and then that's right. So Hedgerow follows this guy. The stage. I would say stage presence is stepped up, but it is as well. I mean, with like the fluorescent stuff and everything.
Yeah, they've really leaned into the green fluorescence, which
both Dan and Jim going for walks into the crowd, so while they're playing and singing, so sort of. And then top of the competing bill, we have Not for Six again, who just blew out the park again, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Like they again, always my favorites. I think I interviewed them that time and went, "You're gonna win. You're definitely gonna win," and they did. And I was like, "I fucking told you."
Ultimately, Not for Six get the nod for straight through to the final. Existentialist play, and they were fucking awesome. I spoke to a couple of them afterwards, which I got completely thrown out. Now, admittedly, I was wearing the shitty t-shirt I had made up, like the Feeling Blegh t-shirt. I had.
They were fine. Stop worrying about them.
Crap.
One of
the guitarists just randomly started asking me about it, and I'm like, did you wonder what the t-shirt was, or was it because I put a post up earlier? But either way, it made me feel good. I was like a big, like the next morning, my phone Existentialist started following you. I was like, my missus described it as I was a kid at Christmas. So so I was,
speaking
a
of
bit excited about that.
From a follow, parentheses got followed by Evil Scarecrow the other day. I was like,
oh nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully they turn up. In fact, I'll be glad if they did, because I've only just gotten around to sewing their fucking patch onto my jacket. I actually broke the sewing machine out, so I've got an evil scarecrow patch on there now.
I haven't listened to them in ages. That thing is, that's an
Love
didn't they
evil
win? Because didn't they win Metal to the Masses?
Yes, so that's what I was alluding to.
They were the original winners, aren't they?
Yeah, they're one of the like first winners.
Because I remember seeing them get interviewed. It was a Bloodstock coverage from Scuzz, right? Years ago, they were talking to them, and they referred to them as one of Bloodstock's success stories or something like that.
Yeah,
and
because
and immediately the guys were like, "Well, I wouldn't go that far." It was like
they've gone from New Blood, Sophie, main stage, headlining Sophie, and then like higher and higher up the bill on the main. They're like an OG Bloodstock band, kind of like Avatar, kind of like Nightwish. They'll always come back, you know.
Yeah.
So fair play to them. So yes, finishing off this thing, Not for Six got through.
Yeah. Then we got Norwich semi-final 2.
Yeah.
Lease on Life, Wicca, Gehenna, Eyes of Nihilist with Goddeath, and last year's winners, Cobra, as the 2 headliners.
I couldn't make this one because I got a little bit carried. Well, I had to go pick up Phil, and then when we got back, I got a little bit carried away with the festivities, so we couldn't drive. So yeah, apologies for not making that one.
So I'll just try to work out which way around it was. I think Gehenna opened up again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just trying to remember the whole bloody thing now off the top of my head.
You obviously had to drink this time. Oh no, you drive.
I was driving. I actually no. This is what I was supposed to mention about the last one with Gehenna, and actually, right? They played the opening to War of the Worlds, right, and they just cut into a song, and I'm like, okay, 2 things just happened there. One, my inner nerd freaked the fuck out because I love War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
2, my inner 5-year-old freaked the fuck out because I'm terrified of War of the Worlds. Right? Because that scared the shit out of me as a kid, right?
Because it sounds like a real radio thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's just the opening to the Jeff Wayne's musical one. It's not the
okay.
Orson Welles.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not that one. It's just the one that leads up to the do. Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've just had chills talking about it. Right. That's how much that's not my inner 5-year-old still like thinking it, but like I love the whole story. Yeah, and they did nothing with it, and then this time around they didn't play it. I was like, I was talking to Joe, the bass player, and I was like, no War of the Worlds this time. He was like, nah. Oh.
I think it's a tough thing to do, to change your set between the competitions. Like the best thing you can do is agree on a set to play throughout the competition. Unless you desperately want to change your order. All of the bands, like the Eurovision Song Contest, right? You're always better off sticking to the same set throughout the competition. You will do better because your first heat, people won't really know. The semi, if you get that far, they were like, oh, I recognize this one. And the final is like, oh, I know this one. Yeah. So that's my advice to anyone that's going to play Metal to the Masses going forward. Get your set down before you play and then stick to it. It will work.
Yeah. Yeah, just try to get feedback. When Wicca played, I tell you what, I kind of undersold them in my head because they're not a metal band. They definitely were like Dan and said the other night. They're one of the lighter bands of the whole competition. And then when they played, I was like, I've completely undersold in my head like how heavy they were. Didn't deny how good they were. It was just like how heavy they were.
They could see their influence by Creeper, definitely.
That was Heat Seeker, wasn't it?
No.
No.
The visual.
No, I got mixed up. No. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. No, ignore me. Yeah, the whole night was bloody awesome. Like Least on Live had a guest drum. Not drummer, guest drum, because one of the bass drum supports snapped.
Oh, okay.
So Dan had to go up and hold the bass drum while
Oh,
that's being
wow.
played. I think he said he had the hi hat next to his head, because like Dan's not exactly short, is he? So he
No.
sat there on his up.
Oh, good Lord.
So in one ear he's got boom, 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 but he can hear everything through the monitors in the other ear. Yeah. Go. Yeah. You know what? I can't believe how much my brain is just like completely like not working out how things went on this bloody night.
I have some breaking news.
Go on.
Knocked for Six have replaced one of the bands that are playing on Saturday. So friends. So yeah, Blondies, Knocked for Six are playing.
Even more reason to go and watch them now. Go Blondies now, because
we just got message from Steph saying our boys in Knock for Six have replaced one of the bands on Saturday. So friendship. We all like them. So
right. Honest to God, right? Even if musically it's not your thing, they are 5 really nice guys.
Yeah, they're really fun to interview as well. When on the final, actually, we'll get to the final. Finish what we're doing. We've been yabbering for 2 hours now.
Yeah. Right. So yeah. So ultimately, Ivan Nihilist go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, they were so fucking good. Like,
Mm.
And then which leads us to the Ipswich semi-final.
Mm-hmm.
Which we had Regicide, Heated, God Without, Killer Core, and War Bastard. With I can't remember who the headline was. Who was the headline? It was.
Doesn't matter. It's not about them anyway.
It was Mechromorph. They won the S6 the year before, last year. So, Killer Core got the opener again, followed by God Without, then Regicide, then Heated, then War Bastard. Killer Core, right. So both shows, I forgot to mention this. Both shows they played without their bassist, because their bassist was in another band as well down in Brighton, playing at Metal to the Masses Brighton.
Fucking
so,
hell.
Yeah.
Well, so he clearly chose his fucking band, didn't he? Like well, yeah.
So yeah, he
with one band and one with the other band, so it's fair, so it's balanced.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, if they'd have got through to Bloodstock without him, it's like, you know, no,
he would have like, I know, yeah. Did he win the Brighton heat?
I honestly don't know.
That'd be such a fucking kicker as well, wouldn't it? Like if he won the Brighton one.
Yeah, I would. Well,
if I was his band and he did win the Brighton one, I'd be in the crowd the whole time going just to put him off.
Right. So yeah. Killer Core opened up. They got extra kudos from me because the front man turns up in an Ipswich Town t-shirt, which, you know, everyone knows me, but I love me football, and I am an Ipswich Town fan, which, you know, it's not an official one, but this is an official shirt, but it's just not a footy shirt. We are ITFC, so, you know, that was a coincidence I had that on tonight. No, so extra kudos for that. Again, they were fucking awesome, right? The lights was fucking awesome, the whole shebang. Followed up with God Without. All right. So of every band going through to the next rounds, up their game. Everyone did.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you've got to.
If I was to give an award for most improved band, it would be God Without, because God Without in the heat, God Without in the semi-final. There's a gulf in between the two. Now they did say to me though, this time they did actually practice, right? Which it's not like
did that before.
He should have done it the first time too. All right. Again, it's another young band. I mean, like one or two of them is the same age as my son, so it kind of like made me feel old as fuck. Yeah, they played on second. Regicide played third, which when I spoke to them, they were happy with third. They said third was their much preferred spot because it's not first on and it's not sitting around waiting all evening. Also, after their set finished, like Jordan, their drummer, was in the mosh pit like the rest of the night. It was like that was it. As soon as he was done, that he was in that pit.
Hold my sticks, hold my beer, get it.
He did the same thing in the final as well.
I do that at the festivals. I clip and gigs. I clip in because I don't want to lose the helmet because it's like I need this to ride home.
So yeah, Heated followed Regicide. They were fucking awesome. And then War Bastard. I don't know what it is. There's just something that was extra. They were so good. Something else I forgot to mention. So in the first round, they had Tess, the bass player, was actually a temp. She was supposed to be covering someone for that show. And like literally like they got through and then like I think like 2 or 3 days later like they announced that she was then full-time their bass player.
Yeah, and they're all like studying, like half of them have got exams and stuff.
Yeah,
which is great.
I think the
like,
drummer
impressive.
Yeah, Tess and the drummer, I can't remember his name. Yeah, they're both in uni, I think. And then I think Will's the oldest and he's 25. Yeah, so again, another group.
That was a few years ago for me.
yeah, same.
I don't look at. I moisturize.
Yeah, I just like the second heat. This was a bloody heavy night. It's one of the semi-finals I was looking forward to the most, as in for being a heavy music gig. Like watch them all and everything, and going into that, I thought it was going between Heated and Regicide to get that spot. And like I said, everyone stepped up, and I thought that them. I thought because I put Heated down, in things similar to what we've done for Not For Six, right? I thought they're almost a shoo-in. And then Warbastard got the spot. I was like, oh shit, sort of thing. Like,
down to what the judges like.
Put
down to what the judges like.
Put it in kind of like just using football as a thing. When you see a big team knocked out by a surprise package, right? It's like, oh, that's a bit of a shock. Sort of thing. And when so after that, it was announced that we were going to have a wild card from the Ipswich one or a wild card from the Norwich one. Great, cool, all right. And I was like, and the start with, I was like, well, it's got to be Regicide. It's got to be Regicide or Heated. And then after like rethinking it, I was like, actually, the way that God Without had improved between the two things, I thought they might have been within a cheeky shot of taking that wild card.
Regicide were a wild card, were they?
Yeah.
That's twice. That's twice a wild card's gone to the final and won.
Yeah.
Because it was Cobra last year.
Cobra last year, yeah. Because I mean, like last year, I loved that Cobra had won because it just proved that just because you're a wild card, it doesn't mean you're to make the numbers up.
Yeah. Well, like I just to feel at this point, Æl-Fierlen, we hadn't we had been told like, okay, we didn't win our semi, fine. And we had someone asking if we wanted to play a Worthing gig the day before the final, and we're like, fuck it, we'll take it. And then someone said to me, oh, I've got a housewarming party on the 6th. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll come to that. I'm not doing the final anymore. Right. So what I was going to do is like stick around for a couple of bands and then go to my friend's house party. And then we get wild carded. So it's like, God damn it, we got to get back from Worthing that night to then play another show the following night. And then I've got to do all the bloody interviews. And then I'm going to a house party. So that was a busy night for me.
Yeah.
And I was going to try and sneak out after the last band, but Santana talked Dan into giving me a slot to talk about Pedal to Metal, which I am eternally grateful for. So that's why I stuck around. I was going to like do the last interview and then skulk out, but couldn't do that. So I was bollocks. That party ended up going till like the sun came up. So still got plenty of time to party with my friends. So yeah, I was very tired on the Sunday. Let's just put it that way.
I imagine you were. Like, I was knackered when I got home at 3:30.
Yeah,
Because I left. I think it was that was gone. Heart was 12 by the time I left, and then I was heading towards Thetford to go drop my brother-in-law off. But then we swung to Snetterton to go get some food, and then we got the food, and then sat and ate the food, and then by the
time, doesn't it?
Well, by the time we got around there, dropped him off, and then I dropped Rob off as well.
Just to give you an idea of distance, I cycle to Snetterton for work. That's my training route. That's 22 miles from Norwich. So that's what you need to be doing by the start of next month.
Yeah,
22 miles.
No, we discussed before the thing. I'm looking for route cycling because I don't like biking to a place and then biking back. I'd rather do a loop because then I'm not stopping and
then I'm the same. Anyways, let's get back on.
back on it, right?
Keep distracting you.
Earlier on, it was mentioned about everyone turning up in suits. So what happened was semi-final number 2 in Norwich. Dan didn't make it, couldn't make it because he had a family commitment, a wedding to go to.
Yeah.
And fair, and like he said, support your family, which you should do. He stood watching. It might have been when either the last band was on or it was when one of the headliners was on, and I noticed a little bit of commotion over my right side. I thought, what's going on? I turned, all I saw was blue glow sticks and a really tall guy in a suit. I was like, what the fuck is... Oh, it's Dan, right? As he turned up, a little bit piddled. I mean, he ends up doing the announcement for who went through. He didn't judge because he hadn't been there all night. He was also smashed. But he did read the announcement out. What happened is he'd been complimented on looking good, all dressed up and whatnot.
Dapper Dan.
Huh?
Old Dapper Dan.
And then, the weekend before that, very recently before that, Mike from Eyes of Nihilus had got married. So he was showing like wedding shoots and stuff. And sporadically, it was then decided there and then that we all needed to dress up for the final. And I was like, oh, here we go, sort of thing, right? I was like, I'll see how much to take, how serious to take this, because he's pissed right now. So let's see how much this is drunk Dan making decisions, all right. And I thought, I know what happened. I'll turn up in a suit. Everyone else is a t-shirt and jeans. So, but every time I saw everybody after that, it's like, remember, dressing up for the final. And so when I turned up at the final, I had I was in t-shirt and shorts, and then I always take a spare shirt when I'm driving anyway. So it's t-shirt and jeans in a bag, and I have a suit hung up. And I thought, all right, I'm busting for the toilet, so I ran in the brickies. I thought, I'm gonna look for Dan. If he's dressed up, I'll get dressed up. If he's not, I'm putting jeans on. There he was, dressed up. So I was like, oh crap, okay then. So got sorted, went back to the car, got changed in the back of the car, and then just as I got out of the car, you come parked up. You're like, did I miss something?
Yeah, did I fucking miss? Because I saw Dan, and then I saw all of Azure Sky all dressed up, and then all of Eyes of
Nihilist. It was all of Eyes of Nihilist, and D and Ollie had dressed up.
Yeah. And Dan, obviously, and yourself. And I was like, I feel like I'm missing something here.
Teggy and Jesse turned up as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So no, it's a really good atmosphere. The final was great. You know what I really liked about the final was because there were so many bands. There was 6 bands plus the headliner, the guest headliner. So 7 bands in total. They had the merch cave. So they opened up the B2. And you know what I later realized is like half of the times we were doing the interviews, B2 wasn't open. We could have just done the interviews underneath that canopy the whole time. It's dry and had light. And I was like,
yeah, hindsight's wonderful, isn't
it? Well, next year we can do it there, can't we?
Yeah.
Well, I've got filming lights that I just kept not bringing, so I'll just bring them too.
So yeah, just a quick recap, like Obi just said, 6 bands, Knock for Six, Azure Sky, Regicide, War Bastard, Æl-Fierlen, and Eyes of a Nihilist. Now, coming into this, I'd whittled it down to 3 bands, and that is about as accurate as I could have gone for a guess. And that was Knock for Six, Eyes of a Nihilist, and you guys.
Okay, I would have probably put Regicide up there as well because I knew they were good, and I knew that they were keen to have an Ipswich band win, at least, because you know it can feel a little bit disheartening if an Ipswich band never wins. But my answer to that is be better. Regicide were the best of the Ipswich gang, so I'll give them that.
Well, you say about that though, but not one of those bands was an Ipswich band. All 3 of those were. It was 3 band. Norfolk bands, 3 Essex bands.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna let you in something I said to the Knock for Six guys.
Excuse me.
If you'd entered the Ipswich heats, you probably would have won that. It's what I said to them. But hey, that's just how things go. That is just how things go. Again, my opinion. I personally would have put Knox for 6 through, not Regicide. But I'm not a judge.
Actually,
I'm not a judge.
Well, okay, so I do agree with you, but
Regicide were
I
good.
have aspects. So,
yeah.
Right. So, you guys unfortunately get the
first lot again.
Opening draw again. But this time was the first time you got to use your light system.
Yeah. So...
which even Dan has said that like he felt you guys were done a little dirty because if he'd have known you guys had lights, he'd have told you to use them.
Well, we got told not to use them last year, so we didn't.
Yeah, he
we didn't. That. Yeah, we got told like you won't have them at Bloodstock, so don't use them. So I was like, fine, okay, whatever. And then we saw everyone else was using lights. I was like, well, this is a bit of a pain in the ass, but never mind.
Right. Now, okay, I have to take a step back on it because I said to you guys, and I said this to Dan the other day, that was the first time I saw you with your light system, and it wasn't. You guys used your lights at Slayfest.
I wasn't going to mention that, but
right, it was the first time you'd used it in the Brickmakers, so yeah. I think that's why my brain registered that instead of.
Yeah, it was the first time we used the Brickmakers and not the B2. But we've played the B2 a few times, and we've always had lights at the B2.
But it looked better on the Brickies. I think that's probably why another part of the thing why I registered more about that than the other.
Do you remember one thing about Slayfest is because I put the lights, so we only have 2 front lights because we haven't got a third one yet, and we might have a 4th member joining, so we'll rejig the lights then. So I put the lights down on the floor to shine up at Steph and Rob. So I was just hiding in the background. The only time you saw me was when the backlights came on, and this Polish guy come up to me afterwards, and he's like, "Why are you always in the dark?" And I was like, "I like it there."
I got a bit. I can't. I was headbanging all the way through like your entire set that day. So like at one point because of how my peripherals, because I said to Santana, like I was like are we the only 2 moving, like because for some reason that seemed to, because it was a thrashy day, and you guys weren't thrash. People didn't seem into it in the beginning.
I could see that. So from the stage, I could see there was a few people moving. Like you could see, so especially like in Ev, where I'm headbanging, and I could see people moving at the same time. And then especially in Elmet at the end, where I'm doing that slow headbang, I could see people doing it in time with me as well. So and then all the way through the back of the room. So
I mean, we were quite near the front, and like I said, that's just from my peripheral.
Yeah, I get a better view of the crowd from the stage. Yeah, like quite a few people get in lock with the headbang, especially in the rhythm, especially if I'm doing it as well.
Yeah.
And me and Rob sort of tried to coordinate our stage movements, so it does look orchestrated and coordinated, and we do have some stage direction because it adds to the stage show. And there's moments where like Steph looks like she's controlling us with her witchy movement, which is again really cool. There's one bit which in Ev where Steph grabs my forehead and like smeared with blood is the line, and she pulls her hand across my head and like I turn like that, and she has to time it so I don't fuck up the next part of the bass line. And sometimes she gets it early or late. I was like, where am I? But other times I feel really sorry for her because like I'm usually quite sweaty, and she's just like dragged her hand across my sweaty forehead. And I'm just like, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't look very good to show.
Yeah, no, she stars it out like Steph. It is musical theatre trained. So so you know that plays really into her stage show. She's not classically trained singer; she's just a good singer. But yeah, like it's funny when we're in the green room and she's warming up, and you hear the band says, "I didn't think I'd need earplugs for the green room," because she's loud. She is so loud. It's great.
It's weird. Like I think like a lot of this, like I still haven't registered this. Like all the people I've met and become friends with over the last 3 years, and I've got everyone's stuff in my playlist. I'm listening to it, and it's like it's still weird to me that I'm like I literally had Æl-Fierlen on earlier, and oh fuck's sake.
Yeah, I listen to our music. They're in my playlists. Like,
and like it's just like when she's letting the pipes go, I'm like this is my friend doing this. It's like it's weird. It's because it's sort of like I had friends that played in bands when I was in school, but like it's like but like that was it. Like as soon as I left school, that was it until 3 years ago. So not that I really got a chance to go see them at all in the past anyway. But yeah, anyway, we're rambling again. So you guys open up. Knock for Six were on second.
Yeah.
Followed by Azure Sky.
Yeah.
Should be.
On third again.
Huh?
On third again.
Yeah. Regicide were on fourth. War Bastard after them, and then Eyes of a Nihilist were straight after them. Obviously Devastator were then headlined.
Yeah.
You guys played. I got right near the front on that one. And sort of after you packed away, I'd nipped off for something. I think I was looking for you. I can't remember, but I thought I'll catch him in a bit. Walked in, that place was chocker. I was practically at the bar watching Not for Six. Like we mentioned earlier, the place was completely chocker. It was full up.
So when we started playing, the like mosh pit area, the standing area was half full. Like I got into the first song. By the time the first song had, and our songs are like long, so that's like 9 minutes. I looked up and the place was chocker. So they'd all piled in. It was good to see them fill up, but like I said, our strategy should be every band should tell their friends and family and fans that they're playing first, regardless of when they're on.
Absolutely. And then Azure Sky, like I say, they fired to just go back to Knock for Six. They had that same energy every show,
consistent. And that's what's important. They did change their set list because they just released a new single.
Yeah.
So very clever, very good timing, very professional. They're the thing is their posts, their videos, everything's very professional. They're up there. Yeah, but they've delivered a consistency throughout the competition, and that's really good to see. And I said that to them. It's like every time it's the same performance, like, and it's already, you can't really improve much on that, except for when they play bigger shows, you get bigger production and bigger light shows. Yeah. So that's it. They're already I would say they're one of the bands that are very capable. And I'm not saying Regicide aren't. Regicide are very good. You know, I would not be surprised if I saw Knock for Six doing the festival circuit within a year or two, anyway, like off of merit.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep blowing smoke up their ass. I'm gonna see them at the weekend now as well.
There was at one point where I did manage to get myself forward a bit, but I just magically had a load of space free up because they invited half the room on the stage.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I mean, what a way to go for the final. Do a stage invasion. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, so Knock for Six. After Knock for Six. Sorry, Azure Sky were on. The light show was a lot better this time round because they've done it a couple of times then because they
still crowd blindy, but better. Yeah.
They changed their set list up. They played a few new ones.
They did. Yeah. Again,
where the hell?
Strategy, but it paid off for them. They did okay.
Where the hell? That guttural. They found that guttural. I don't know because there's not a lot of her, and yet she summoned some fucking beast.
I do say that.
Nowhere.
For something so small, she makes a great amount of sound, doesn't she? Like D is an awesome vocalist. Like destined, even with Azure Sky or maybe with something else, she is destined for something really cool. So let's see where that goes in the next few years.
Yeah, Dan said the other night that she in that set she went full arch enemy in that, which I think that's a fucking good compliment.
She is very good. Like she is very, very good. And you know, you just need to be in the right place at the right time in front of the right promoter to get an opportunity. And I think Azure Sky and D especially, they just need to get out and play shows a bit further afield.
Yeah.
That's, I think everyone calls it the playing the curse of getting out, or the struggling to get out of your hometown, right? The only way you're going to do that is if you start approaching promoters. And the way I do that is I look at shows that are playing right somewhere up north, and I look at the flyer, and on the flyer it will say who the promoter is. Email them, drop them a line. They're always looking for new bands, especially like I'll say they've got I don't know, they're in a town where they've got a lot of grindcore or slam, and they want to put a black metal night on. They've got one black metal band locally and they want to find more, and you contact them and you're a black metal band. Great, they've got two bands for a show, they probably need one or two more. It's as easy as that. It really is. Just even if you don't get a show straight away, wait a couple of months, they might get back to you. You might find something else. It can be a bit of a struggle sometimes. Like I really wanted to put some bands on up here. I gave them a date. They were busy. It was the only date I had. So I was like, bugger. So yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You just got to keep flexible and keep trying to put stuff on. So we'll get back on track.
They were absolutely brilliant. Regicide were up next. Missed the start of their set. We were doing interviews. Again, the place was chocker. The pit was going mad.
We walked into a fucking war zone. It was great. It's like, and that's what I want to see, right? So we kind of worked out the pattern was like try and get two bands back to back. We'll still catch some of the next band whilst they're playing, and that really worked because we weren't setting up and taking down all the time. But to walk into that level of energy and just like, this is a good band and this is a good crowd reaction. Well done. You know, like you see that if there's like an awkward start, you miss that. You walk into like all guns blazing, which I kind of liked actually. That's how I want to be introduced to a band. They've already got the fucking flywheel spinning, and they're all in the full swing of it. It's just like, I like this.
Yeah. Again, but when I sort of tried to squeeze in, I was still practically at the bar, you know. But at least they had it on the projector on the wall, so I could see what was going on.
They have it on the TV at the back by the pool table as well. If you're ever up that end, if you really get stuck,
I never noticed that.
Yeah. So you can keep an eye on it.
Yeah, like you said, that was like a war zone. That was bloody brilliant. War Bastard were on after them. That's where we grabbed a couple. We grabbed a couple there. I tried to reel in the numbers of where we were at for interviewing and stuff. Again, by the time we thingied and got around there, I was stuck at the bar. Sort of like going from the bar into the thing, and then my brother-in-law, he'd got a bit further ahead, and like he yelled me over. So I thought, oh, there's a gap there. So I managed to squeeze my way through, and he went, "Just be careful." Why? The mosh pit's fucking brutal. Is it? As a song exploded, next to me was the mosh pit. I was like, oh shit, yeah. That was probably the biggest pit of the night, right?
The pillar, on the corner by the bar. I was just leaning around and looking in because that's as close as I could get. Again, great energy for a band. You can't wish for a better reaction as a band.
Nah. And then right at the end, the War Bastard chant.
Yeah.
The only band to get a chant.
They definitely had a lot of friends in that crowd. But benefit of playing later on in the set. People have had a few drinks, getting more into it.
Yeah. So, that was one downside to me getting coming in a suit that night was the fact that I haven't done for a while, but all night I wanted to get in the pit. And I'm not wrecking my jacket was already fucked, but I won't wreck my trousers.
That's fair.
So that was, and then Eyes of a Nihilist rounded them out.
They were a great way to round off the competition. Honestly, that's having a hardcore band like that come in and finish.
Unfortunately, there's some technical difficulties in the beginning.
They did, but they kept going. That's the thing. You just ride it out.
Mike was absolutely kicking himself afterwards, and sort of like, it's like, you're fine, mate. It's that wasn't your fault. It's fine.
No. And because they didn't win, you can always go, oh, maybe this, maybe that. But no, they still performed. They still put a show out. So,
and the fact that they were still all in suits as well at the end of the night, as well, right? There was no jackets by the end of the night, but they were all in.
Yeah, fair. And
although
you could tell
I accidentally got a video of my. Sorry, go on.
Like I said, you could tell they were knackered by the time we interviewed them.
Yeah. One of my favourite parts of their set was watching my brother-in-law disappear in the wall of death. I accidentally got that video. Which my brother, just so everyone knows, my brother-in-law isn't very tall. So
no, he's not.
So watching him the original, I just at the corner of my eye, I just saw this Slipknot shirt just like disappear. I was like, "Bye, Karen."
I'll find that later.
Actually, you know what? I just want to take a quick. I want to give him a shout out actually, because in the Ipswich Heat, he was my makeshift cameraman, and I am super thankful for that.
He's been very supportive of Feeling Blessed. So shout out to your brother-in-law, man. Thanks for supporting.
Yes. So, I was gonna make a shit joke, so I'm gonna leave it.
All right.
Right. So, ultimately, right. So after the heats, after everyone had played their set, not everyone was looking bloody strong, right?
I wouldn't have wanted to be a judge. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
It's so tough to call, even though I've very, very forwardly output my opinion of who should have won. But yeah,
I did have. I don't want to say a wild card, but like I had a potential one of sneaking it. And that was War Bastard because of sort of how
they had a great crowd reaction. Honestly, that like you cannot hope for something better than the crowd chanting your name after you play a set.
Nah,
that's like the best.
That's the one of the biggest parts for me. That's kind of like started leaning it that way a little bit for me. It's like, Knock for Six. Well, everyone, right, was consistent all the way through, right? Not, I probably would have lent more towards Knock for Six where that was concerned. But like with that chant at the end, it was like, oh, maybe War Bastard might tip this.
That definitely bumped them up a couple of like points in the judges' eyes. I highly recommend that.
But I mean, ultimately, our 2026 Metal to the Masses East Anglia winners was Regicide.
Yeah.
Again, another congratulations, guys. Right. Yeah. Regardless of what has been said, it doesn't mean you don't.
Not my favorite, but totally deserved.
Right.
Totally deserved. Like that. To get that far, to do that well, to play that well. Can't fault it.
I'm sure everyone would have had similar reactions, but you could just see how much it meant to them. Like, when they went up on stage afterwards, I think it took Josh like another couple of minutes to like realize that, oh shit, it's just like,
you're going to
Bloodstock. Sorry,
I said you're going to Bloodstock.
Yeah, I mean Gareth, the guitarist, I think. For the rest of the evening, his hands were here. He only took them down to give people hugs. I mean, that it's a lot of hard work that's paid off. So
yeah, I mean, like the playing live is the bit that the public sees. They don't see the practice. They don't see the writing. They don't see the agony. They don't see the decisions. They don't see the money. They don't see the
They see the driving for 6 hours.
Yeah. So it makes all of that feel worth it, right? But the crowd reaction, like just being on a stage, playing music in front of people and seeing people get into it is worth it. Like going back to like, you do the music bit for free, you get paid for the bullshit. Is totally true. So yeah, just having that, playing a show where people are already at the barrier is like, what the fuck is this, right? So yeah, I will be there at Bloodstock. I will cycle to fucking Bloodstock and I will see Regicide in the new Blood tent, supporting them. Look out for the helmet. I will be there.
I've really got to sort out going to Bloodstock at some point, because
you need to buy your ticket in like
the year before.
Yeah, you have to now, because the word's out about Bloodstock. It sells out now. The last few years it's been selling out. And I remember when it would be sparsely populated, you didn't have to get there early and put your tent up. Now you'll be lucky if you find a plot in Midgard before like 2:00 in the afternoon on the Thursday. So that's why I tried to aim to get there about that time, but my tent's small, so I can just sneak it in with the guys. Or squeeze it in with the guys. But
right. I wouldn't normally do this, right? But I'm dying for a wee. I just got to nip off for like 30 seconds, right?
But no, I have to entertain everyone. Well, this is a perfect opportunity. So Richie, you can shoot off.
By the way,
right? If you want to see a good chunk of this year's bands and last year's bands, I am putting on an event in September, on September the 12th at the Barrel in Badham. Yes, that's right, next to the zoo. In fact, you can camp. It's the first metal camping festival in Norfolk, and we've got Mastiff headline by Virtue Fall as our main support. Azure Sky, Skin Changer, my band Æl-Fierlen, Desmara, all from Norwich except for Mastiff, of course. And then we've got Symbiote, Soldiers of Rage, and Kinzaku and Onryo from Brighton and London as well. So that's a great lineup. 10 bands. The day ticket is £15, so it's a bargain anyway. It's a full day of metal. But if you want to camp, you can camp on the night on the Saturday and the Friday before. So if you've got a bit further to travel, you can come down for 2 nights. The camping is £20 per pitch. So if you want to come down with a bunch of friends and share a tent, you can share that pitch cost between you guys. You can park next to your tent. And it's a short walk from if you go over to _absolute on Facebook or Instagram, there's a video up there where you can see me walk from the venue to the campsite. So it's a really short walk. The showers and toilets and bins and everything. So it's just like a normal festival, only it's in Norfolk. It's 1 day. You can camp for 2 nights. We're going to try and get some more events and things on the Friday, depending on ticket sales. So get your tickets now, and you can see half of the bands that we've talked about tonight in September on the 12th, and you can see a bunch more, and you can camp. It is the first metal camping festival in Norfolk. There you go. I did my absolute pitch.
Yeah, I heard as you went out. As I went out. I'm really sorry about that. That's side of call up me.
Cool. I'm busting for a piss as well, but I'm going to wait until we're finished.
All right, Mr. Professional.
Well, we've been yabbering for 2. I did nip out twice for beers. We've been yabbering for 2 hours and 41 minutes. So, yeah. So, thank you for enduring this long with us, guys. For those that stuck around.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been quite the catch up and quite the meandering of tangents. So, apologies for that. That's my bad.
Mate, honestly, it's the norm. Buddy, me and Bobby did a prediction pod for whatever WWE PLE it was the other year, and we spent 45 minutes slagging off a rival company. So, yeah.
Hope I don't piss you guys off.
Oh no, it was like we were talking about WWE, and then we sort of like basically went on a tangent on why AEW is crap.
Oh, right, so, a rival wrestling company.
Oh yeah, no, not like a rival podcast or whatever. No, it was just like,
okay.
Well,
WWE have got a monopoly. There used to be loads of different wrestling companies before Vince McMahon sort of monopolized it. Anyway, we digress once more. I think that's a convenient point for us to wrap this one up, don't you?
Yeah, I was about to say that myself. So thank you everybody for watching. And if you're watching the catch up, thank you in advance or future or in the past or like
yeah, exactly that.
The old Austin Powers. But no, thank you everybody for watching. Obi, thank you so much for coming on.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for carrying me.
I did not
in the early days, at least.
I do not accept that. I do not accept that. I encouraged you to have a little bit more confidence. Like that's the main thing. Because don't forget, I've only been doing this for a couple of years myself, right? So confidence is key. That's it. That's literally that's the secret. And you've accelerated. So
okay. Let me rephrase that. Thank you for taking me under your wing.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for coming on and like sharing this journey.
Yeah,
over the last 2 months.
And I look forward to doing it next year with you.
Thank you. I look forward to doing the same as well. More chaos. Pun intended.
You don't have to fucking threaten me with a good time.
So where can everybody find you on socials?
Just to remind you, so Pedal to the Metal is quite simply P2TM on Linktree and P2TM UK on Facebook and Instagram. You can find all the links there for donations. I am on TikTok, but TikTok doesn't let you have links unless you're a business and a registered number, so I can't. I post on there, but if you want to actually click on a link, you just go to Facebook, Instagram, or Linktree.
Nice. I will be joining Obi on day one.
So I need to set up the push-off party. We will be leaving from the Bell Hotel at midday on the 25th of July. So if you want to see us leave on our epic journey, come to Norwich on the 25th of July at the Bell Hotel for midday, and we will have a little push-off ceremony as we do every year.
I have told this gentleman that if I'm not keeping pace, leave me. Make sure, because this man has to get to the destination.
Yeah, I've got a ferry
on time because you have a ferry to catch.
So to get your miles in, mate, get 40 miles a week. By the end of the month, you want to be doing at least one 80-mile ride, and we can do that together. So let's try and coordinate, and we can ride. What we'll do is we'll do Norwich, Fakenham, Sheringham, Cromer, Norwich again. That's a really good 80 to 19-mile ride. We'll at least do that once between now and the 25th of July. Okay.
Yeah, we'll make sure that's sorted. I'll see if I can. I'll see if this is actually going to play ball this time. It's I don't know. Let's see if I turn my phone slightly. No, the thing is, like, the chat thing on here is like half of it's missing, so I can't seem to like bring the rest of it over. So...
Yeah, don't worry, man.
Oh, broke it again.
You just have it on your computer.
Yeah, that's the next thing on the list.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Anyway, all right. Yeah, thank you ever so much, Obi, for coming on.
Don't worry. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. I have one last question before you go.
Go on, then.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Ooh. Triceratops. Fucking badass with 3 horns and a massive shield.
That's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for sticking by us.
All right. Yeah, thank you for watching the last 2 hours and 46, just shy of 47 minutes. I've been Richie. This has been Obi. Thank you and good night.
Bye.